Not about work.
No. In general.
Okay, somebody out there listening, make us a supercut of Stu complaining about stuff.
What do I complain about?
I have trouble thinking of it off the top of my head, but I
Ah, there you go, you see.
If I can't think of something off the top of my head, it must not be true.
Example.
Example.
Anyway, are we ready to start?
Hi, Duke.
Hi.
Who's deleted my thing? Can't believe it.
What? So you're complaining now?
You are complaining there, yeah. Didn't take long, did it?
No, it
take
didn't.
long.
Yeah, really.
Sorry, I have to fill this capture form out and detect where the buses are just to... Fucking hell, how many...
What?
You know these capture things where you've got to click the stairs and click the bike?
Oh, yeah.
But
Okay.
I'm doing like about 7 of them.
I'm sending you a picture, Chinny. Be ready to use it on the show.
What is this
on WhatsApp?
Yeah, okay. Sometimes I fail these capture things and I'm like, I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Why is there so many of them?
What are you trying to access?
Just Restream where I access the chat.
Oh, that's crazy.
Doesn't believe you are you.
It says right.
You heard John Mulaney talk about this? I smell a robot. Prove that you're not a robot. The
Jesus
passwords have passed, you've correctly guessed. But now it's time for the robot test. I've developed a quiz so ingenious no robot could ever pass it. Where are the stoplights in this array of pictures? Fucking what?
That's funny.
Yeah.
By the way, Duke, did you get the email I forwarded to you?
I haven't checked my email, my home email today. Let me look now. Duke chat request from Kyle Stacy.
There you go.
Well, yeah, I would love to.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit of a no-brainer, really.
Well, yeah. You want to come on the Sincast? Come on in, Kyle.
Maybe.
Maybe. I'll email him now.
I was going to reply to that
unmute
email
myself.
going, are you sure you want to do this? Invite Duke onto...
I know, right? Be careful what you ask for.
I'm just like warning you because he will definitely do it.
Well, I think what was interesting was he put, wondering if Duke will be up for a chat about politics and John, so it's not pod related. So he just wants a chat from what I can work out.
Oh, okay. I thought it was...
I mean,
to go
yeah,
on the
that's fine.
podcast,
Like, I
I
can do
thought.
it either way. No, he says it's not pod related. Just curious
I
and
think
getting
that
his
means
perspectives on
it's
a
not
few things
pod
going on
related.
over there.
As in,
It's not veteran gamers pod
Yeah,
related. Yeah.
that's
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what
I
it
think
is.
you'd be good on
Well,
their
I
show.
mean- Wait, what show? Is he from the Continuum?
Mhm.
He is.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, well, all right then. Let me just append that other email I sent because I'm gonna sound like an idiot now. I didn't realize he was the Continuum dude.
He is the continuing dude.
I'm ready, by the way, so... You know.
Shit, I better go drink.
Hang
Hold
on.
up.
Perfect.
All right, now I am ready if you are ready.
Now I am ready also. I
Fantastic.
am recording.
Okay, here we go.
I am ready.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
Here we go. Make it happen on the show. What do you know?
Welcome yo to the veteran gamers. Juju Ginny out of fellas will tell you about every single game
Come on.
playing this
Yeah,
week.
come on.
News, reviews, and an
yeah.
indie pick. Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite.
Forget about the pitch! When do we get the freaking guns?
It's the veteran gamers.
Second place? That's a fancy word for losing!
It's the veteran gamers.
You gotta be that f***ing diamond in the rough.
Yeah, boy.
Once again, the communication process is broken down.
Switch that console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
That was a farcical sound effect.
Hello and welcome to episode 779 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast.
Yeah, 779. What up, people? I'm Duke.
I'm Stu.
And I'm Chinny.
And we are not military veterans. We are veterans of the gaming lifestyle, people.
Correct. And
Correct.
you know what? We don't do this for any cash, do we?
Nope.
No.
We do this.
I mean, people keep giving us cash, but we don't want it
We do this because we're just doing it, right?
because we love you,
And like,
listeners.
but this is genuine opinions that you're getting on this show.
Yeah.
I'm sick of
For
these
instance, if we don't
bloody-
like a game, we'll call it.
I'm sick of these websites not naming any names that go, this game's great. By the way, this week's sponsor on our website is this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well.
I agree.
That's why you can't trust anybody who's involved in, like,
also,
you know,
You know,
anything that's not listener supported.
if you don't say nice things about my game, I won't give you early codes next time our next game is out.
Yeah.
It's called
Blackmail.
regulatory capture,
Where
Yeah.
no
or
one,
journalistic capture in this case.
no
yeah.
one cares about us enough to give us codes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we don't. We also don't ask for them. To be fair, I mean, I don't. Maybe
We
you
have
us
been offered.
codes.
We have been offered one lately. To be fair,
so
we
your
have been-
entire point is
we have
falling
been
apart.
offered-
No, but
Shitty.
like,
and
we-
also Hugh. Have you noticed Hugh? Hugh
are
as
you
as
talking about
Hugh.
me?
No,
Talking about you?
Hugh.
You
You.
selected you, as in me.
You.
That's incorrect. The correct answer is you.
Hugh. Hugh has emailed us twice trying to get him
Hugh
to
Grant?
no Hugh
Hugh Laurie?
Siddle. Hugh Siddle, he's called.
Can you?
It's a made-up name.
Yeah, that's a made up name.
Hugh Siddle. He's even given us his telephone number, which is a bit weird.
What? Call
Yeah,
him right
yeah.
now. Make it. Put him live on the
Yeah,
show.
Put him live on the
Um,
show.
But yeah, he
Boop, boop,
runs.
boop, boop, boop.
He runs a thing called Poderation,
Okay.
Okay.
which is a podcast network,
Oh, dear.
and he wants
Sounds
us to
like
be part of
sounds
that.
like a scam to me.
We have a podcast network already, man. It's called VGHub.net. If I found the or the thing, where is that thing? Oh, there it is.
Anyway,
If you
Any-
like this
Oh, God.
podcast, there is another site you should check out, which is called VGHub.net.
so what they actually offer is this. This Poderation is a podcast hosting network with a non-exclusive advertising.
Okay.
You publish the show through our systems that keep full
Nope.
creative control,
Scam.
and we make money by convincing brands to purchase advertising space on your
Nope.
episodes.
It's a scam. Not happening.
And then,
Thank you for
and
the
then
offer. Go away.
obviously, I didn't respond. And then he sent me, "Hi guys, just wanted to touch base to see if you're interested."
yeah.
Nope,
Hit me
nope.
up on LinkedIn.
No, if he mentioned sex dungeons, we'd have been in.
Oh yeah.
Well, it depends on what side of the dungeon we're on.
Well.
I would rather not be chained to the sex dungeon wall, but if I can be the one chaining people to the sex
Okay, we're
dungeon
going
wall,
too
then
far
maybe.
now. We're going too
So
far.
what? Wait a minute.
Oh,
Wait
I'm
a
sorry.
minute.
I
So,
didn't mean to go too. Yeah.
Too far.
so what you're saying, Duke, is you're the sadist rather than the masochist? Is that what you're telling us?
This is all sarcasm, by the way. It's irony, which means the
I'm only
opposite of what I
checking.
actually believe. I am not interested in any sex dungeons.
So
I was
the
rolling with the
Depeche-
joke.
Sure.
I was doing the yes and part of an improv bit.
Sure, you were. So the
Right.
Depeche Mode songs, "Master and Servant." You'd be the master.
All right.
My
Over the
favorite time.
servant.
It's story time.
Story time.
Chinny, put up the picture I sent you, please. I had a friend named Jim Dom, and he was a really awesome teacher. I knew him for many, many years, and this past weekend he passed away.
Oh
And
no!
it sucks that he died. You know, Chinny had a friend pass away not long ago, and now it feels like it's my turn.
Yeah.
However, there is a connection to this podcast because when he retired, okay, so here's the thing.
He listened
Whenever
to it once
anybody
and he hated it.
yeah, exactly. When people retired in my district for a while, it's not really true anymore. I don't know. We don't really have people retiring from our district because they don't stick around long enough. But once upon a time, when people retired, the people in their department, you know, if it was a math teacher, then the other math teachers would get up and they'd, you know, show a slideshow of pictures of them as a kid and them, you know, they're starting their teaching career or whatever. And they'd play some cheesy ass song of "We've Only Just Begun" or whatever. So I made a video when he retired that started out that way. I'm gonna play some audio from it here. For over 35 years. But what do we really know about Jim Dom? And this is the music. So it's got a video game connection.
It's a department meeting.
He bumped me in the halls. I found out that he stole my coffee mug.
He cut off my ponytail.
Make it stop.
So video, and I wanted some experts to talk about. I made up some bullshit about his childhood and then about his life as a pilot. Completely made up. Everything was made up. But he had some pictures where he was like sitting in a plane at one point. So I was like pretending he was a pilot. So this is Stu. Wait, I wrote down the name that I gave Stu. This is Stu as Jeremy Ramsbottom. Talking about Jim Dom's child.
Jim Dom was.
I forgot that.
This was in 2010, so this is 14 years ago.
Oh, go on then.
Yeah.
Go on.
All right, so here's Stu talking about Jim Dom.
Jim Dom was a troubled child. He began reading subversive literature at a young age and was named biggest troublemaker of his 3rd grade class.
And I had photoshopped a picture. I had a picture of him reading a book, and I put the Anarchist Cookbook on the front. For those who don't know, it's a book that's available on the internet, which you shouldn't look at. But anyway, it tells people how to build bombs and create makeshift guns and stuff.
I read that to Rosa
Lonely.
tonight.
Oh, nice.
And friendless. He sought comfort in his one refuge, racing.
And I had pictures of him, at the racetrack, as he was friends with this, stock car driver. Anyway, later in the video, Chinny was posing as Rupert von Winklebottom, and he talked about Jim Dom's flying career. So listen to this.
Jim Dom began flying in 1974. His first attempt was a disaster.
And this is audio from the movie Airplane.
Consensus was that he was very quiet. English was very poor.
Now that audio was from a flight instructor who had apparently worked with the 9/11 hijackers. So people didn't know what it was. It was another one of them Duke references that nobody understands. But when I explained it, it was like, oh my God, you used that? I was like, yes, Jim loved that.
When he took to the skies again, he faced a dangerous foe.
And then this is video footage of King Kong with the airplanes attacking King Kong. So my implication was that Jim Dom fought against King Kong.
By 1986, his flying skills were polished, and he impressed all of his friends.
Oh, those are some audio clips of the video that I made for my buddy Jim, and I'm really glad that I knew him for 20 years. He was a really cool dude, and yeah, he passed away this weekend, but I'm very thankful that I knew him. So here's to you, Jim.
Here's to Jim.
Do you know what? Do you know what makes me realize? We've done lots of crazy stuff for you, Duke, over the years.
It's true, and I appreciate it.
You've
been
true.
in music videos. You've been in memorial retirement videos. All sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Next time I get you naked.
Sex dungeons.
I don't,
sex
well,
dungeons.
there's only one master in that dungeon, and that's Duke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sex noises into the microphone for 10 seconds.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. All right. Anybody else got a story time?
No, I don't think so. I've had a fairly quiet
Health
week.
info?
No.
Okay.
No, fine.
No.
Well then, we're ready to talk about video games.
Where are you going? Story time's over, isn't it?
What you been playing?
Short version of the theme song.
Nice.
How about that?
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who's
Duke's got
first?
somewhere to be.
I like the fact that I turned the Discord into a health, how to solve your hay fever chat in the Discord.
Is it still working for you? The work you had, the
Yeah.
injections, was it?
Like
No,
it's a
nose
nasal
spray.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still working. Okay,
Yes.
and your wiener hasn't fallen off.
There. No,
No,
your
well,
wiener's
no,
still
that fell off.
intact.
No, it did fall off.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I'm sorry.
Just a
But you know
little
what? We all make sacrifices for things.
You know what? I'd take that. To be honest, I'd
Yeah.
take that all day to
Fair
the
enough.
bank.
Okay.
But which
You
they
take your
arrested me
wiener
for.
to the bank?
Yeah, they arrested me for it. Yeah.
Wow. You
very
trying to make a sperm deposit?
Okay, we're done here. Video game. Well, you two have got the mouse, so one of you two go.
Okay. Well, I'll go first then.
I know what I
Okay.
want to hear
So-
about on your list. I know which one I really want to hear about. There is one. in
Well, you
particular.
tell me, and I'll start with that.
I really want to hear about the bus driving. That's what I want.
yeah.
That's what I-
Simulator 21. It's an
All
old
right. Well,
game,
then I
isn't
will
it?
start with
21.
Bus Simulator 21. You
Yes,
ready?
please.
Yeah.
Okay. You drive a bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the whole game.
Slow down.
It's crazy because it's so weird. You have Okay, so it's bus. If you've ever played any kind of simulator game, truck simulator, train simulator, it's the same shit. However, it's really funny how this company, which is obviously in the UK, or not in the UK, but it's in Europe because everything's in euros, right? But it's like clearly supposed to be in San Francisco. So it's like, wait a minute, are we in San Francisco? Because there's the Golden Gate Bridge and like Chinatown and stuff. It's like, okay, but all the money's in euros. So it's like, what are y'all doing? I can't sort it. Anyway, the point is like we can make San Francisco as a city replica, but we can't figure out how to use American dollars.
Whoa,
like
that's
just
too much.
completely wrong. Right. So anyway,
You start out. It's like conductor. Is the bus driver also collecting the money? No.
Yes.
Oh my
we'll get
God.
to that, Chinny. Just hang on a minute. You're just
Sorry.
way ahead of us.
I didn't want to spoil the story. You know.
There is a story. And the story starts with like this radio announcer talking about there's a new bus company in town and they're offering rides all over the city. I can't wait to take the bus home tonight. All right. You know what? Listen, as cute as it is to have someone excited about this new bus company, nobody has ever said, I can't wait to take the bus home tonight.
I've got a question already.
What's that?
Why do all the passengers look like Russian spies?
Because they are Russian spies. That's the super. That's the meta
sunglasses
plot.
on and weird hats, like the
They're driving incognito.
Hello, my name is Hank, and I like sports and stuff.
I would like to have bus tickets, please.
Yes, I am a big
I have
fan
many
of,
American dollars.
I am a big
Give
fan
me
of
euros and change.
Boston Red Sox.
The Nye Mets is my favorite squadron. Okay, so you're just a schlub, and you're like. You meet this woman and she's like, I'm so glad you decided to drive for our company. Which bus would you like to buy? And you have just enough to buy one of the buses. And they're all the same, so it doesn't even matter. It's this illusion of choice shit.
Wait a minute. That's hardly
Right.
a simulator. You just work for the bus company. You don't buy buses.
It may be that it's not completely realistic, Stu.
Well,
I don't
I
know,
would-
but hang on, because we'll
wait a
get to the
minute.
realistic part.
If it was taxi simulator, I would be on board with that because you have to
Right.
buy
Well, you
your
should
own
write him a
taxi.
letter and let him know how angry you are. Go ahead.
But buses,
but
they're fucking-
you
they're
wouldn't because
just a
you
lot
don't
of money.
complain ever, right, Stu? You don't complain.
Yeah, you don't complain.
Yeah.
With the whole bus simulator thing, what I
Yeah.
wanted really was that you play as a member of staff for a bus company, then you go home and cry.
Yeah.
No, not all bus drivers cry.
No.
Like maybe some people have fun driving
Hey,
the bus.
That sounds
Anyway,
like an 80s pop song. Not all bus drivers cry.
but some of us do in the bus driving lane.
My friend's a bus driver and he loves it.
Yeah,
Well, there you go.
people love
That's
it.
why you
Loves
hating
it.
on your bus
Although,
driver.
let's be
Just
honest,
driving a bus.
train driving is just forwards and backwards,
Yeah,
isn't it? You
it's
just
not
pull
that
a
hard, is
lever.
it? It's
You
not
just
that
go
hard.
like that, and they
Yeah,
get paid fucking
Yeah, see, this is
fortune
a
for doing that.
challenge, man.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
Okay,
just-
dude,
Anyway-
okay, dude,
hoping-
go on. Talk about this.
They're just hoping
stupid
someone's
game.
going to jump in front of the train so they get loads of
Yes,
compensation.
they're hoping for
That's-
someone to commit suicide.
Oh.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, right. Anyway,
To
so
retire on it.
you let me know when you're done. I didn't mean to interrupt. Keep doing this jerk off motion some more.
What are
Anyway,
all spies doing?
so you gotta there's like several facets to it. Like you gotta ignite, turn the ignition on, start the engine, and then you gotta like kneel and then unkneel. Like when you get in, it's
What?
the bus is, they call it kneeling in the game. Maybe that's what it's called in a real bus, maybe not, I don't know. But you have to like, when you ride a bus and it comes to a stop, it's like
When
and
you
it like
gotta,
settles, you know what I mean?
They let the air pressure out to like let it.
Oh, I thought you meant
down.
you physically, your
Right.
character had to kneel
Yeah.
down to get into the driver's seat or something. I'm like, what the
No.
hell?
No. So anyway, so you gotta like, pull into the spot, and they give you points if you park well and if you kneel correctly and if you open the doors and you make good time and all that. And then once in a while, it's like, oh, someone left their bag on your bus. Go find it, and you gotta go running up and down the bus trying to find it. And I found it one time, and I'm trying to get the controls right and everything, and it put me like 2 minutes behind schedule. So all the other bus stops that I'm supposed to get to, they're like late, like passengers are angry. I'm like, what the fuck? I had to go running up and down the bus looking for this stupid lady's bag. What do you want me to do? So anyway, then
Yeah.
it
Are you
becomes
okay,
so
Nick?
you. Yeah, I'm okay. So then you do one loop of the bus route, and then it's like, okay, good. Now we're going to teach you how to modify your bus. So then it's like, okay, take your bus and park it in the shop, and then choose a wrap for your bus, like to wrap around the graphics. And like, there's a lot of options. So I made my bus look pretty cool. So I'm like, all right, cool. And that was basically free, or, it started you
I'm
out
so
with that.
confused. I'm so confused, right? Because
You don't know, the first day you work for a bus company, they let you design the exterior
I
of the bus.
know. Since when? I mean, we've got like Fishwick's buses around here and Ribble buses, and
Oh,
like
Fishwick's
they're
are
red.
great.
This week's a
Yeah.
green.
Oh,
you
I
know,
love
they have like some sort of marketing thing.
Yeah,
where they're all
everybody
the
knows
same
there's no
colour.
buses in Preston, man. Don't lie.
Stu, you might have to suspend some of your beliefs about how buses and bus drivers
I
work
know,
for
maybe,
this video game.
maybe I think I'm gonna
I'm starting to
have
think that maybe Call of Duty is a little unrealistic too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is meant. Just a
Anyway.
minute, this has got simulator
Fuck's
in the title.
This is from the man who insists he doesn't complain about things.
No,
It's been like 4
simulator.
things since we started. He's been kvetching about.
So does Goat Simulator, Stu.
That is true.
Don't
that
tell
is-
me Goat Simulator's not completely
And
realistic.
surgeon simulator.
Yeah,
Let's not
cooking
forget
simulator.
that.
I don't think that's how
If-
surgery works.
if there's an activity, there's a video game with Blank Simulator based on it. It's probably Pen Simulator. Anyway, so then they're like, okay, people want to buy tickets, and you have to provide them with tickets. But not everybody who gets on the bus needs a ticket. So it's just like a little mini game every once in a while with only like 2 or 3 people getting on the bus, which makes again no sense. It should either be everybody on the bus or nobody. But whatever.
So why
So
does,
it's
why
true-
do no? Some people don't need a ticket. What are they
I don't.
pensioners?
Maybe they bought an all-day pass, and so they're just continuing.
Maybe
to use
they're
that, or-
OAPs. Maybe they're
Maybe
like,
they're
oh,
OAP. No, but that's one of the options to buy a senior ticket.
Oh,
So
okay.
even OAPs would need it at some point. But
Need
I
a
mean, whatever.
ticket.
Maybe they did it on their phone, or there's all sorts of ways that people could not
Do you
need
know-
a ticket in the here and now.
I love these European buses that are like 2 buses joined together with like a bit of.
Oh, it's a very
rubber.
big bus.
Yeah, we don't get those in the UK at all, do we? We don't.
get
No,
those in
you
America,
drive
though.
around.
You get
Yeah.
those in America.
Yeah, that's true. You drive around, and if you crash into anything, it's like $500 or 500 euros damage report.
Wow.
And then when you get done driving the route, it'll say like you made this much money off of fares, you made this much for your time bonus if you did, these bonuses if you parked correctly and all that stuff. And then it's like taking away money for like ran a red light, crashed into people, so forth and so on.
What
Whatever.
kind of bus route did you do?
I know, right? Well, there was a lot of people in my way, and I didn't know how I was doing, so I'm crashing into a bunch of stuff.
GTA, Duke. It's not GTA.
I thought it was. I wanted it to be GTA because
you
I'm
get-
like, out of my way.
Minus this for shooting somebody with a bazooka.
Yeah. What happens
So-
if you kill a passenger? What
I haven't killed any
happens then?
passengers yet, so I don't know, and I haven't run over any pedestrians
is
yet.
not-
But I
this
came
is
close
hardly
because
a
there
bus
are people.
simulator, then, is it?
No.
I came close to running over some people because they're running out in the traffic, and I'm like, hey, get out of the way. So you know me. If there is a horn, I will use it.
That is the
So
American way, isn't it?
It is the American way. And so I was all about that horn, and I don't remember where the office horn is, but anyway, yeah, so it was great because there's a horn, and I'm just honking the horn anytime anybody's in my way. If I'm at a stoplight, and of course I'm being obnoxious. But at one point, I'm at a stoplight. There's a car in front of me. Light turns green. Dude's just sitting there. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then the game says, the person in front of you has fallen asleep. You should honk your horn and wake him up. I was like,
is
oh,
funny.
snap.
That's
The
good.
game wants me to be obnoxious. Well, I'm happy to oblige. Wake up and get out of my way,
That's
bitch.
the only time I use my horn in real life. Is this like someone?
Yeah.
They're usually on their phone, though, aren't they? Like
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
and they're on their phone.
Sure.
They haven't noticed, yeah.
Yep.
What
Now,
I
here's
like
the question.
to do. What
do
I like
you
to
lay
do-
on your horn or do you go honk honk? Because
go
I'm
like
always
a-
2 quick honks to make it clear that I'm
It's
just
a
being
polite,
friendly.
yeah. It's a polite, like.
Yeah. I don't want
Yeah.
to be an asshole.
You know, like I'm just like, look, I know
Yeah.
you're looking at your phone. You shouldn't be doing that, but
Right.
Yeah, I did. I must admit, the other day going to work, I fully leant on the horn. I did
Oh,
a
yeah?
full because I was on a
Just-
roundabout.
and you don't complain.
Yeah, no, well, I was on a roundabout and I was going straight across, and
Yes.
the dickhead in a truck who was coming from the left, which is a right
Yes.
in your, in America,
Yes.
just pulled straight out in front of me and just like went straight across where I was going, and I had to literally
Pretty
slam
obnoxious.
on, skid a little bit, and
Yeah.
I proper honked my horn at him. Not that he
I
gave a
don't
shit.
blame
I
you.
very rarely use my horn in the car.
Yeah,
Very,
me neither.
so rare.
And I'm like, you fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
You
You fat bastard! I hope you die.
Piece of shit, ass fuck.
But if you was
Yeah.
walking and he cut you up, you'd be like, "Sorry, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, mate. Sorry about that. That's terribly
Yep.
sorry. You're probably in a rush. Sorry."
Yeah.
'Cause you
So-
got-
It was,
Bus
but it was
simulator?
fucking 10 to 6 in the morning. I mean, Christ
Okay.
almighty.
Bus simulator.
Yeah,
We need
well,
to
he's
talk about
late. He needed to be at work by 6.
Duke game.
Bus Simulator 21.
Yeah.
I ended up having some fun with it. There was some part where like after I played for a while, they were like, okay, now you're going to plan your next route in order to take people where they want to go and all this. And I was like, oh man, this is getting too complicated. I just want to drive the bus. I don't want to manage a fleet and like design routes and shit. I just want to drive the bus. So I'm sure I could do it so that I just drive the bus. But it started to make it into more of a management game, which I mean, I guess people are going to want. But whatever. I would also point out that there is a ramp for handicapped folks to get on the bus, and so at a certain point you got to figure out how to like extend that and then bring it back in, and that's pretty cool. It's like showing inclusion of disabled folks, which is pretty funky. Yeah, you got windshield wipers that can help you see the road. It was actually pretty decent.
Fancy a bus having windshield wipers, who knew?
I know, it's crazy. I mean,
I
that's
know.
not really a
That's
simulator.
an innovation, is that?
That's very innovative, yes.
I am liking
so that's
the
Bus
party
Simulator
bus.
21. Thumbs up. And I got it free on Epic Game Store, so it may still be there free because they're giving free games away for a while because it's Christmas. They tend to do like one a day at it when you get closer to Christmas. So watch the Epic Game Store. And the other one they had that I bought, but I mean I got for free, but I haven't played it yet, is the Star Wars Luke Skywalker saga. So I mean that's pretty cool to have.
Yeah,
that
that's
for
pretty
free.
cool.
So yeah. Check it out, people.
I've just been watching this dude go through all the different paint jobs, and one of them just looked like a proper party bus.
Sure.
I think that's the one I'd have. I think I'd go for the full-on party bus. Like, get on here, smoke your drugs, let's play some dance music, off we go. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I think it should be doing here.
There you go.
Right. Well, in that case, I'm going to talk a little bit about Pentiment. I want to start with Pentiment. Pentiment.
Yeah. If you thought Bus Simulator was boring, people, hang on.
Wow.
That's not fair. Pentiment's got charm.
I finished Act 1 today.
Oh damn! How many acts are there?
I don't know. Right? I thought I was coming to the end of. I thought what I had, solving the murder was the whole game.
That's just one of 3 or one of 5.
That's one of however many. It's like Act 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do a very good job. Can I say? It
has 3 acts.
Oh, I got a very rare achievement. Only
the "you suck" achievement.
No, only 2.3% of other players have got it.
Was the achievement playing the game?
No. In fact, I got 2.
You spent more than an hour in this game.
Yeah.
I tell a lie. I got 2 very rare achievements. I got 2 that were 2% of people playing the game.
Okay.
One of which was the guy who gets accused of doing the murder, who clearly hasn't, because he's a little old dude who couldn't bludgeon anyone to death.
Well, you might hire someone.
Well, maybe. But I managed to get to speak to him, and apparently that's really difficult to do because you've got to have done all these different things to persuade the guard who's or the monk who's looking after him.
Yeah.
To let you go and see him, and I'd done all those things, and he let me in, and he went, and I'll be honest, I like it when you get one of these diamond achievements because it makes a really cool sound when you do it. And I went down and spoke to him, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. But then, right, it's the archdeacon comes to investigate the murder, and before he gets there, you've got to try and figure out who's the actual murderer, so you can get so that he doesn't get killed. So you mate the old dude who's being held as the murderer, who obviously isn't it. You've got to stop him from being killed, right? That's the aim of this Act 1, which I thought was the actual game. So yeah, there you go. Oh, it's a cool sound.
All right. Well, I can play it for you anytime you want. You don't have to actually get the achievement anymore.
There you go.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've done all this investigating stuff investigating stuff, and then I found out that I had to go and speak to the abbot to dig up a grave of the previous abbot, right? Because obviously that had something to do with what had gone on. Well, I couldn't find him, right? And at this point, the archdeacon dude had turned up, and he was waiting to speak to me. But I thought, well, maybe the abbot's with the archdeacon, so I can go in there and go, yeah, we need to go and dig this grave up. There's been an injustice. Let's go and find out what's what, because... So I goes in. The abbot isn't there. The archdeacon starts to, interrogate me to find out what I'd found out. And I didn't have enough stuff to give him, right? Because I was like, oh my God, I don't know who the murderer is. So I sacrificed Lucky. So there's a character in the game who clearly hasn't done it, right? He clearly hasn't done it. But the other suspects I kind of liked him a bit better. So I was just like, well, it could be lucky, you know. He's got cause. People saw him arguing with him when he came, you know.
Yeah,
And
he
he's got
looks
access-
guilty.
Yeah,
Measure in
and-
between the eyes. That's how you figure out someone's guilty.
And then that's it. When you've done that, that's it. You can't investigate anymore. So I'm like, oh shit, I fucked this up. And it's brutal, right? So it then cuts-
that's the way it was. This is medieval Europe simulator.
Yeah. So it's brutal. So it then cuts to the town square, and there's everyone gathered there.
And they
So I'm
hang them?
like, no worse. So I'm like, what's going on here? So I speak to him, and he's like, oh yeah, Lucky's being executed today. So I was like, because at
Did
first
they
I
draw
thought,
and quarter the wrong person because of your incompetence?
kinda. So
Oh, jeez.
No. So I thought at first, before he said it was Lucky, it was going to be, you know, the monk dude, because obviously, you know, he had him and he thought that it was him, and well, it wasn't.
Not so lucky, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. So I'm stood there, and it brings him into the square, right? They bring him in this what looked like a night shirt or something, and they have an execution with a big giant sword, right? And I'm like,
jeez.
bloody hell. So it's like, watch or look away. So I thought, well, I've caused this. I should watch.
You're talk about sadist.
I wish
Jenny,
I
are we going to
hadn't.
see some execution on the screen, please? I want to see someone get drawn and quartered from what Stu did.
I wish I hadn't, right? Because he kneels down and then he says, God knows the truth that I'm innocent, or some sort of speech he does, right?
Yeah, so does Stu.
Yeah, well, I know, but, you know, I didn't want my mate to die in the scriptorium, so...
Yeah, well, then watch this innocent man be executed.
And he just
For the Lord's
lops his
friendship.
head off. He just lops it off, and it just
I
rolls
thought you said
away.
he's going to be drawn and quartered. That's not as bad as being
No,
drawn and
but
quartered.
if there's blood squirting out of his neck stump and body just falls to the
Hey,
floor...
I played
and I'm like,
Skyrim. I know what it's like when someone gets their head cut off.
I
That's how
know.
that game opens up.
I know, but I was just like, but in this game, it's kind of, because I got to know him, you know, as much as I was sort of 40
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know any guy in
Got to
Skyrim.
know the guy, you know, I've been chatting. I'd had dinner at his table with his wife,
Yeah,
and his
yeah.
wife comes up and she's like, this is your fault he's been killed.
Yeah,
And
it
I'm
is.
like-
Yeah,
and
it
I'm like,
is.
so I've just
Did you have the
lied.
option to be like, it sucks to be you? See you,
Yeah, I
lady.
just lied. I went, oh, well, I don't know anything about it.
You lied. Oh my God, you couldn't even take responsibility for it. That's pathetic.
It's awful.
You lying,
Oh, it's just like,
treasonous.
ooh, and she's
Wow.
like, I know you're lying. And I was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
like,
then you lied about
shit.
lying. Damn.
Yeah, and then it cuts to 7 years later.
Stop lying. You made Clementine sad.
But this game, it's so good, but it's brutal. And obviously you can't go back. Once it's done, it's done. Because I thought maybe like I'll do that and then I can play through again and obviously do it better the next time. And it's like, nope, Act 2, here we go.
Oh man, that's rough.
It was. I was just like, I felt terrible. I actually genuinely felt bad because I knew he hadn't done it, because it was
Yeah.
quite obvious it wasn't him who'd done it. And I'm quite disappointed that I didn't find out who did. But I don't know whether that'll come into play in, you know.
Not only did you
game.
fail to figure out
Yeah.
who did it, you also sent someone innocent to the executioner's block.
Yeah. Do you know?
I hope his ghost haunts you in Act 2. He's like, it was you. You said it."
When Act 2 starts, right, you have a boy because you've obviously got a bit more money and you're a bit famous. So you have this like apprentice stroke boy servant who does stuff for you.
Okay.
And he asks about it, right? He asks about it.
Oh no!
And,
And you go, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't know. So who got their head cut off? I had never heard about this.
Yeah. And then one of the options is I did it to save an innocent man, right? And I'm thinking
Wow.
I can't say that because I sent an
No.
innocent man to die to save another innocent man.
Are
it
you
was a
sure your
no.
friend was innocent?
Oh yeah, there was not
Alright.
a chance he could have done it. But I did feel really bad if it's any consolation. It's one of the few times playing a video game where I've genuinely felt bad about making a decision.
As you
when it-
should. You're
I
a
know.
murderer.
I'm laughing. It's not really funny, but I felt so bad that he died, and it was
Jason
brutal,
Gallagher's
and
probably very disappointed in you.
his wife is a widow, and his child's no longer got a father, and I feel bad. But I'm going to obviously carry on playing and see if I can maybe redeem myself to some extent. Maybe I'll find out who really did
Beg
it.
to Jesus and hope that he's. By the way, we watched that movie, Mary. Have you heard about this? It's like an action.
Oh no, I saw this.
Ah, damn. Oh, do not watch this movie. The Duchess was like, let's check it out. I was like, all right. And we watched it. She fell asleep 20 minutes in because she's always so exhausted at the end of the day. She's always taking care of goats and shit. And I'm sitting there watching. I'm just like, God, this is such a weird movie. So I would say give it a miss.
Yeah. Did you say to the Duchess, "Are you asleep?" And she went, "No."
No, because she did
do
wake
that?
up. She did wake up. She
Yeah.
doesn't lie. She's always like, yeah, I'm tired. I'm fucking dealing with goats all day.
Yeah, so she doesn't do but like Kay does that,
No.
right? And I'll go,
No.
"Are you asleep?" And she goes, "No."
Right. But see, then the question is, why are you asking? You can see her asleep. Of course
Yeah,
she's
you have.
asleep.
Of course you have. That's why you do it. You
Right.
asleep?
Anyway,
yeah,
anything else
yeah.
about Pentiment?
It's good. It's good, but flipping heck,
It's fun to send
It's
innocent men
dark
to the
and
block.
heavy.
Yes, it sounds great.
Yeah, it's medieval.
All right.
What are you expecting?
Sure. Chinny, you're up.
Am I?
Yes. We have decreed that it is your turn to speak about video games.
I been playing Sifu again.
Oh,
Hadouken!
you're trying to streamline your like playthrough. I'm guessing.
Well, I realised that I didn't get the true ending
Oh,
because the true
I
ending.
didn't realize there was a true ending. What's the true ending?
The true ending is because you kill 5 bosses in the game. These are the 5
Yeah.
people that kill.
oh, and then you've not
your
got to kill
father.
them. You said last week, didn't you?
You spare them,
Not got to
Spare
kill them.
them. Right.
which is slightly more difficult.
Of course
Okay.
it is.
Because you have to build up their block meter, like their sort of
Okay.
like their blocking barrier,
gotcha.
rather than just take their health down.
Right.
The first level of this, I have got down to basically speed running ability.
Nice.
All right.
Wow, nice.
You know
There
where
are-
every bad guy is? You know how to
there-
take him out quickly?
There are like moments where I'm just like, this guy used to take me 2 minutes to disassemble. I just
Yeah.
sweep him and just kill him straight away. And a lot
Is
of
it like in the Matrix where Neo's just turned to his side and just blocking
Yeah.
while people are, and he's like
a little
bored?
bit like that. It's funny. It's funny that you mentioned the Matrix
Yeah.
because there's also challenges in this game. There's challenge mode,
okay.
and one
Yeah.
of them is based on the big block fight in Matrix 2.
Nice.
And if you hold block, it slows down time, and they all look like Mr. Anderson. They look like the
Oh,
Anderson.
really? Agent Smith.
Nice.
Yeah. Just not enough to be sued, but just
Right.
Yeah, just so you know what the reference
yeah,
is.
so that
Yeah.
the challenges are interesting and difficult, but yeah, so
Yeah.
there's plenty to do when you finish the game. Yeah, I watched the speed run of it, all right, and I was like, I just want to see somebody speed run the game now that I've finished it.
Sure.
And that made me go back and go, you know what? I think I can do this game better now.
Oh, snap.
And
You're not thinking you're going to set a speedrun record, are you?
no. But like
Okay. But you
I
saw
ju-
some tips.
I've got the first 2 levels down, and I
Gotcha.
managed to complete the game again, but sparing all the bosses. So I'd done that, but
Wow.
I only did it because I did the first 2 levels. I don't even lose a life. I'm still 20 years old. But then
Damn.
then the third level I lose a couple lives, and then the last boss I lose loads. So much so that I finished it at 75 again. But I
Wow.
spared everyone because you have to fight him
You
3
spared everyone.
times. Where in
Wow.
if you kill him, you only have to fight him twice. So
Yeah.
I am getting better at the game. But the last 3 levels, maybe 2 levels, I haven't studied them. Obviously, the first level, I've studied
Yeah.
it so much where I can just like do it automatically. Whereas
Yeah.
the 4th and 5th level, I sort of just blitz through it and manage to get through
Yeah.
it. That's
So the ending of the game, when you do it
Was
the
it
right,
worth
when you get
it?
the real ending, is it worth? Is it a beautiful
Oh,
ending?
no,
Is it
no,
very
not-
interesting?
Not really, no. But like it's
Okay.
it's more of like a I did it.
You
know
know
what I
you
mean? I
did
did
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
But it's just amazing how you master the game so well.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
a lot of it is down to your skill. There are some moves that you
Mhm.
unlock that help, but a lot of it
Yeah.
is down to like timing, and
Sure.
you just get way better at like, oh, I know what this enemy's going to do. So
Yeah, sure.
right, I know if they have like a pipe, they're going to this enemy always does
Yeah.
2 swings. So
Right.
yeah, it's just really interesting how
Mhm.
cool you feel playing this game, and I haven't got bored of it because
Yeah.
there's so many challenges
Cool.
to play. So there's still a bit of life left in this game. Not tons,
Yeah.
but I'm really enjoying it. I've definitely like, if I paid 20 quid for this game, I'd be like well happy with it, you know. So
Yeah.
really, really, really enjoying it. It's gonna be up there among my game of the year. So, you know,
well, I can imagine it is. You've played so much of it, haven't you?
Yeah.
And you've played so few other games, so it's not got much to beat out.
It's so good for like a pick up and play sort of feel. Do you know what I mean? So
Sure.
yeah.
I mean, to buy just for context, to buy it on Steam, it's £31.
Yeah. I'd be all right with that.
You'd be fine
I'd
with
be
that.
all right with that. Yeah, it's a good game. Like it's a good game. I'd happily play it more. Do you know what I mean? I'd happily play it some more, and I will.
Yeah. And you will.
Random. So I've done with Sifu. It's very good.
Yes.
When are we going to have our Christmas show?
Well, that's a good question, isn't it?
Because there's the 20th. The next week is the 15th. We won't do it then.
Yes. No.
Bit too soon. 22nd is the week after, so we could do it then.
Yeah, I feel like 20 seconds sounds...
That's before
I think that
Christmas.
works for me.
And the 29th is the week after that, which is obviously...
Yeah, it's too late. It's too late. 22nd, I would have said.
Yeah, let's do the 22nd.
Do we do our... We do our game of the year in January, don't we?
Yeah, we do it the week after New Year, don't we?
Okay, that's fine.
I can't remember. Right, okay.
Sure.
Cool. We've only been doing it for like 17 years. I
I know, right? Once we do it a few times, then we'll get the hang of it.
Yeah. Okay, so that was Sifu.
Okay.
Very, very good.
That's Sifu. Yeah, good to know. Okay, I'm going to blaze through a couple of things real quick. First of all, shout out to the guy. I don't remember his name, but I had the best evening of Rocket League that I've had in months because this dude and I were just vibing. And so we teamed up, and he pretty much carried me because I wasn't playing super well, but I was playing fairly okay. It's just that this guy was like much better than me. So all I did mostly was like protect the goal and stay out of his way. But I gave him a few passes and he was ready to hit him in. So we played all of my ranking games and got me up to Diamond. So I'm like, yes, I'm at Diamond. I'm hoping I don't de-rank before I get my 10 wins because it's a new season. I don't know if I mentioned it's a new season. I got the rewards for last season. They're shit. I never even look at them. But if I don't get Diamond, I'm really mad. Anyway, that's Rocket League. Blop 6. I didn't realize there were guns with burst fire. It's been a long time since I've used a burst fire rifle in a Call of Duty game. I didn't touch it at all in Modern Warfare. But now I'm back into it because it's so satisfying to see someone shooting at you and you just aim, and if you got the target right, those 3 bullets can just take them down in one burst. And it's so satisfying. And it's made me have to be accurate, which I'm usually not accurate. So whatever. Hooray for burst fire rifles in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Finally, in this little speed run of games, last week I talked about New World Eternum and how I beat the final boss in the main game. I still haven't touched the extra stuff for the DLC that I bought, aside from having the mount that I ride around. But I forgot to mention last time that there are some characters you get to know throughout the course of the main game storyline. And one of them turns corrupted, so you have to fight him, and it sucks because like he's your mentor, and so when you have to fight him, it's like, you know, kind of bittersweet, you know, like you're taking him and you're fighting him, and like you don't really want to kill him, but you have to, and he's really tough, and so, you know, it's this kind of big moment, right?
Yeah.
Other characters come, and then like one of them decides that he's been disgraced, so he just leaves, and it's kind of sad because you kind of got to know him. And then the first human you meet in the game, her name is Grace O'Malley, and she's a very stereotypical Irish, like, oh, how about I meet you in the pub and we can have a pint and all this stuff. Anyway, she's a pirate captain, and when you first meet her, she's trying to fight off these corrupted, and she's like, come and get me, you undead buggers. And she's very lively and fun to be around. So she sends you on these quests, you know, to go do this, go do that, and then I'll meet you in the town, and then she kind of follows you around, and she's just interested in money. So all these other people are like, we need to defeat the corrupted menace, and she's like, I'm just looking for coin, and to hell with all of you and trying to get rid of them red buggers. So about 2/3 of the way through the game, she's like, I think I found a way to get off this stinking island. And you're like, no, stay here and help me. Like, you're really valuable and you know how to help me figure out how to infiltrate bases and stuff. And she's just like, nope, I'm gone. See ya. Wish me luck. And it's this kind of sweet moment because she's finally escaping, which is all she ever wanted to do. But you lose this ally that you have. So
that's annoying. Well, it's like,
it is.
Why do you think the game developers did that?
I think they actually wanted it to, and again, I think they only made the real change to the story when they made it into Eternum, because for a while it was, you know, it wasn't actual cutscenes. I think they just want to have characters that you connect with, and then once you have that, then, you know, there is a value in, yeah, you know, not every character wants what you want. You know what I mean? And so it's not really realistic for her to be like, I'm going to stay here and help you fight the corrupted, because she just wants to go home. But then she comes back at the end of the game. And again, it's one of these moments where, because you see her leave and it's this full cutscene, she's like literally sailing off into the sunset, and you're like, that's kind of sad, but I'm happy for her. And then out of nowhere, when you're coming to the final boss fight, she's like, you didn't think I was really gonna leave, did you? And I was like, oh snap, Grace is back. And it was such a cool moment. She's like, here, I found this sword. Yeah, go back. So again, it was like that, and payoff wouldn't have been as sweet if you hadn't wished her goodbye, 5 hours earlier. So they did a good job. I gotta give it to Amazon.
Those developers knew what they were doing.
Yeah, of course they knew what they were doing. They did a good job with it. Okay, the other game that I will talk about here is Ashen.
Oh yeah.
Now you may recall, maybe like a month ago, I saw this on Xbox Game Pass and I tried to install it. You may remember I was kvetching about not being able to install it on Xbox Game Pass for PC. And so eventually I tried it like 3 times and I sat there watching it download each time. And then I went to launch it and I just couldn't find it. I went looking in the files in my D drive and it wasn't there. I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, all right, I don't know what's going on. I guess I can't play this particular game, so be it.
I remember
and then
that.
this week, I start up the PC, I open Game Pass, there it is. And I'm like,
how weird.
It was so bizarre. So I was able to play it.
And
man, okay, first of all, no, it's not good. It's not a good game. The universe is trying to tell me not to
Didn't we play this on Didn't we play this as a Play My Game Beach? I'm sure we played.
I don't know, did you?
No.
I feel like we did we?
No.
I don't know.
You dreamt that.
I don't know, it looks familiar.
It bills itself as a Souls-like, and it is hard, but not because it's like Souls-like hard, but because the combat is slow and wonky hard. And I mean, maybe I'm just not good at it. Like, I will admit that I'm not the best, difficult game master ever. But compared to the combat in New World, it's just not good. It's not tactile. It's not fluid. It's not precise. It feels like you're waving your arms very slowly and you have to warm up when you swing. And it's got this whole long build up, the story. I finally skipped a cutscene. I usually don't skip cutscenes because I want to give it a chance, I want to be like, okay, tell me what the story is. Even though I'm rolling my eyes, I will sit here through it. But this game just kept going. The Ashen will be reborn in the crystal of the new dawn, and eventually the heroes of our world will come. Oh, God.
Can we cut the condescending crap and play the game?
Just show me the fucking video game, man. You're taking yourself way too seriously.
Yeah.
So, I mean, graphics are okay. Management of inventory was all right. It didn't grab me, and it's just not great.
Oh.
Not for you.
Not for me.
You're always
Ashen, thumbs
searching
down.
for one. Yeah, you're always looking for one of these.
I'm always just interested to see what the next thing is. This ain't it.
Nope. It's not it.
Nope. Stu?
Okay. I've played a game which I bought in the Steam sale.
Okay.
That every man and the dog's banging on about. So I thought, I'm going to see what all the fuss is about.
What's all the bloody fuss?
What the bloody all the fuss is about?
I was going to recommend this game to you.
You know what I'm going to talk about, don't you?
Because everybody's been talking about this.
Everybody's banging on about this game.
I was like, what is this game? Let me just have a quick look.
Fucking weird is what this game is.
And I was like, this looks like stew.
Which game?
So it's called Mouthwashing. All right.
Is it like unpacking where like all you do is use mouthwash?
Definitely not. No, it's a horror game.
Yeah.
So it's a horror game set on a spaceship.
Yeah.
So you're like a spaceship haulers, if you will. So you're like truckers.
I feel like I've played a game like that recently. I don't know.
Yeah, you're like truckers in space.
That's
and you've
impossible. There is no video games based in space.
No, there isn't. So you basically got to deliver haulage stuff to places.
Yeah.
But you don't actually do that in the game. So the game revolves around, there's some weird shit happens at the beginning of the game. And then you've basically got to try and survive because the ship's been compromised. And I don't want to give too much away because people may want to play this.
No, they won't.
Burst out of your chest?
The ship's been compromised.
Okay.
And you decide to go and find out what the cargo was. So you're like, oh, I need to find, maybe it's spare parts and we can fix the ship, or maybe it's food, and so we can,
That would be
survive for longer
fortunate.
because we've got food.
Or it could be one of those
Yeah,
blow up
and-
jacuzzis.
Oh, or,
Or a
maybe
blow up
blow-up sex doll.
jacuzzi.
Eh?
But no, it's boxes and boxes and boxes of mouthwash. That's what's
Oh
in.
man,
That's what's the
that's
cat.
not useful.
Well,
it is.
Well, it is. It's 14,
How is that useful if your
Well,
ship's compromised?
It's
Well, you
14.
could have clean teeth.
Well, you can do something else with it as well because
Drink it.
it's 14% ethanol. So
Yeah. Alcohol, isn't it?
so it's alcohol. So I don't know where this is going. If that's about as far as I've
You know what
got.
would have been better if it was boxes and boxes of Germaline. That would be better.
Maybe.
There you
But
go.
it's very well crafted. There's weird flashbacks. There's weird flash forwards. There's
It's kind of like a PS2 vibe, isn't it?
yeah.
Like, like a
Graphically, it's very obviously basic looking.
I think
It's
that's
just
I think that's by design though. still.
yeah. It's just generally weird. There's just weird stuff going on. I have no idea what's happening.
So you love it.
Is it Pomo?
Do you know?
Pomo. Postmodern. Yeah, all right.
Postmodern.
Weird for the sake of weird.
Weird for the sake of weird.
I don't know yet. I don't know. I mean, it takes about 2.5 hours, 2 to 3 hours to finish it.
Well, someone who only works 3 hours a week, that should be fine for you.
Well, so I'm on a
Yeah.
holiday this week, so I should be fine. I should be fine to
Should
get
be.
this finished.
Should
I've
be
got
ready
my
to tell us all
whole
about it next
week
time.
to play it. I should be
I've
able
got-
to fit
I
it
should
in.
be all. I should be able to fit it in somewhere.
Christ.
If you care
Uh,
enough.
But yes, I don't even know what to say about it other than that because I don't really know where the story's going. The characters are really well made. They're very well, like the dialogue's quite well, is really well done. The way they talk to each other is very natural sounding. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else. It's just a very, very strange game. But you never know.
It
It might
looks
be.
strange.
It might be in my top 5 games of the year when I finished it. Who knows? Because
Okay.
everybody's banging on how great this game is.
Is it voice acted?
No, it's all written.
By
I don't know.
I'm out. I can't do it, can I? I'm out.
No, it's all. It's
No,
all
that was
reading.
goodbye as
Oh,
in not
goodbye.
by whom.
I mean, written by who?
Bye.
I was like, I don't know.
Bye bye.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
it's all written. So
No,
it's all.
can't- I
Well, it
can't
does have
play it.
overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, but then again, we know that's not necessarily the thing.
Yeah.
Some games have that, and they're still crap.
I don't know. But well, I will report back next week when I've finished it. So yeah.
This will be your bloody game of the year. You
It might well be. Maybe it
Yeah,
will once I know what the hell is going on.
Because out of all the weird, stupid games you play, this is one I've actually heard of. Like people talking about it. So yeah.
It wasn't very much. I think I only paid about 6 or 7 quid or something in the Steam sale. So.
Ouch.
I know, yeah. So it was fairly cheap. So even if it isn't the best thing ever
Oh,
done,
these are the same people who made Buckshot Roulette. No wonder.
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Is it?
Is
Oh,
it?
Buckshot Roulette's great as well. That is a good game.
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
Critical Reflex is the name of the company.
Is that
oh, no,
not
that's the publishing?
publisher?
It's the publisher.
No, that's
yeah.
a
Sorry.
publisher.
Well, is the developers? Wrong organ.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
definitely not the Buckshot
How
Roulette
Fish is
people.
made is the other company they made. Well, it's published by the same people who made
Yeah, it
Or
is.
published. Okay, oh, fair enough. So it's the record label rather than the artist. My bad.
Correct. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else about Mouthwash?
Not a lot because I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's just odd. It did remind me a bit
Okay.
of Five Nights at Freddy's at the beginning. So that was a bit weird. There's some weird shit going on.
That was a genre-defining game. So a lot of people took their cues from that one.
Yeah. So there was a little bit of that weirdness going on at the beginning.
Okay.
And making you jump.
Yes.
So.
Are you going again? Or am I talking about one? Or are we
No,
doing
you
playing the
go.
game?
Go. No, go for
Okay.
it.
So the other one that I'll talk about is Marvel Rivals.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. It's a hero shooter, isn't it? It's like a. Sort
It
of
is. It's kind of like Overwatch.
Oh, I have
Yeah.
heard about this.
It's
No, I
somewhat like it's exactly like Overwatch.
It's exactly like Stummies.
And the twist is?
It's a much bigger pill.
It's Marvel.
Isn't this the one that Antonio played quite a lot of? I feel like he played quite a lot of this one.
Well, he played a lot of Overwatch.
Yeah.
But this is the Marvel version of it.
Is it any good?
Yeah, I mean, if you like Marvel, you can be Iron Man, you can be the Hulk. Actually, it's funny because you're Bruce Banner, and then as soon as you build up enough, like points in the round or whatever, you turn into the Hulk.
Get angry.
But when you get killed, you go back to being Bruce Banner, and then you might be able to run away to safety, and then if not, then you get killed again. So it's kind of interesting in that regard. I played as T'Challa a little bit, and I couldn't play him. T'Challa from Black Panther.
Oh,
Hello?
T'Challa.
I don't know.
Racist?
Yeah.
Oh, Bruce Banner right away, but T'Challa, huh? Well,
Correct.
Yeah. Anyway, I played a little bit with T'Challa, and I couldn't figure out how to use him well. And he's a melee fighter too, which most of the characters are melee, and I'm just not a melee person in these games, so maybe that just wasn't for me. But I was playing as the Punisher, and I felt like I was kicking some ass because he has
Racist.
one of his
Only could
powers
play as
is
the white guy.
totally racist.
Yeah.
And he But he sets up this turret, and you just sit there with the turret, and it's really satisfying. And then his super ability is like he has this turret like bodysuit that gives him exoskeleton, but he's got like two miniguns, like really just spraying everywhere. So the beauty of these games is being able to play as all these different characters from franchises you love. But I've never been bonkers into Marvel. I like Wolverine fine, and Spider-Man's an interesting character, but I don't really want to play as them in these games. So I'm just looking to shoot stuff because I'm a very basic person when it comes to these kinds of games. But it's very well made, and it's made by NetEase, which is the same company that made Once Human.
Oh.
All right. Okay.
So it feels like a very satisfying game. It might be Chinese spyware, which is what some people accuse Once Human of,
That's
but
fine.
I don't know that we have any actual evidence for that.
Don't worry about it.
I'll tell you this. At the beginning of all these games now, it's talking about like the shaders are compiling. Please wait.
Yeah.
Call of Duty does it too. And I'm like, why do I have to wait for shaders to compile?
Mate, don't worry about it. It's not spy stuff.
No, shaders.
I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about like it takes like 10 minutes.
No, but that's because once that stuff's done, it doesn't have to load it in on the fly. So it's
yeah, but then every time the game updates, it's like, let me compile your shaders again. I'm like,
but it's
definitely not China tapping into your thing.
I get it, Chinny. Thank you. That's cute.
It's not China, but it is. China. It's better for your actual playing the game once that's done.
Well, first of all, I don't know that I would give a shit if I noticed it or not. The shaders were compiled correctly.
Your game just doesn't run very well if you don't do it.
That's fine.
Because it's taking up resources to do those.
I wish I could be like, what level shading do you want? Like, give me the one that it doesn't take very long to compile them. Because it feels like every time I open up Call of Duty, it's like, okay, we're going to take 10 minutes to update your shaders. And I'm like, ah.
Yeah, but it's a one-off job done when it's been.
But it's not. Like I said, every time I open Call of Duty, it does it.
And
it's frustrating. So whatever. Anyway, Marvel Rivals is a well-made game. It's free to play, and it's cute. It's exactly like Overwatch. Like if you like Overwatch, you'll like Marvel Rivals, and if you don't like Overwatch, you'll hate it.
It makes $14 million every minute.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
Yep. And the thing about these games is that you got to fulfill roles, right? It's not, Call of Duty is the OG, and Team Deathmatch is still the beautiful one because it doesn't really matter if I play well or not. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I can hurt the team by dying too much, but for the most part, nobody gets mad at you in Call of Duty, right? In Overwatch, people lose their fucking shit. They're like, you need to be the healer. You need to be ready to heal us. And it's like, calm the fuck down, man. This is a video game. Like it doesn't really matter. So the more that a team relies on people in different roles, and this isn't too much of that, I don't think, but there have been some games that I played where it's like you cannot start the game unless somebody agrees to be the healer.
What role would Spider-Man play? Like, oh, you're not being an annoying twat enough. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Be more of a
twat. Can you cover the entire playing arena with your spooge, please? That's the role we need you to play.
Yeah.
And whine about your fucking uncle who died 2 years ago.
Yeah, well, get over it.
How much responsibility you have?
Is this? I'm assuming this is free to play, is it? Or
it is free to play. Yeah, I should have said that. My bad. Yeah, it is, and it's you get your money's worth, and they're clearly trying to huck you for a season pass and cosmetics and
they are.
This and that. But whatever, like it's so far as I can tell, you're not really limited. There might be some heroes that you can't play as unless you pay to unlock them, but I don't really know how it all works. I didn't play it that much to really be able to say that. And yeah, it's fun. It's cute. You know, I don't think
It's
I'll be playing it a lot.
It's interesting how they've done it really, because I'm watching somebody play as Iron Man, somebody play as Spider-Man. These are incredible gameplay challenges that developers have overcome. Like, it's incredible that they've worked out a way for these characters to fight each other in an arena.
And not only to fight each other, but to be well balanced. You know what I mean? Like, the key to Overwatch is, and this game, is that, like, the Hulk can be a beast, like crashing through everything, but there's somebody who has a secret, weapon that can fuck him up. So you just have to have that person ready to go, and you have to know how to play as that person. So everybody has their weakness and everybody has their strength. So that's the other. It's like a wonder within a wonder. Not only have they taken these characters that people love and made them into, the Punisher is the dude with the big gun, but he's got weaknesses.
The Hulk is so strong that in Civil War, they had to work out a reason why, in the movie why he wasn't there. And Thor,
right?
Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not there because they're so strong they just kill everyone. So, so to work out how they work in a video game like this, impressive, very impressive.
Yeah,
I
agree.
I don't hate this business model, by the way. Like, a free-to-play game, it looks very, very good.
Agreed.
And you need to, you can get many hours of good fun out of this without paying a penny.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I mean it is very polished. I mean, looking at it looks great.
As I said about Once Human, like, I gave Once Human money just because I had a lot of fun playing the game, and I didn't need to give them money for a suit. But I thought, you know what? I appreciate their work. Here's a little bit of cash.
The way they make money is to create FOMO, isn't it? To create the fear of missing out. So it's like to try and entice ways of doing that, and that can be sketchy sometimes. And
of course,
that's where,
and especially when they're preying on younger players, and you got to have the season pass, or you're not going to be. And that's, but I think that the key to get around that is to have people recognize, like, games are about fun. It's not about dominating the game and making sure you're always able to win in PvP. And if a game is always play to win, then fuck that, and we shouldn't go near it. But on the other hand, like, most games, I don't think really are. I think there's a balancing act for a lot of games between you often do get an edge, but that's different from pay to win.
Yeah, I agree.
That is true, but I think there are people out there who just want to dominate.
Oh, of course. And I mostly have pity for them. I heard someone this week was talking about Elon Musk, and she said, what a poor little guy. All he has is money. And I think that's such a good way to think about it, because, like, if you just want to dominate, it's like Rocket League. I play with people who are champ level, like, super amazing at the game. They intentionally smurf. They derank so they're down where I'm at, and then they just crush all over me, and then they go, "You suck." And I'm like, I feel so sorry for you. I really do. Like, imagine having so little in your life that you need. Do you go down to the playground and beat up 5-year-olds too? Like, God, you suck, little kid. Fight back. What's wrong with you?
I do actually do that. Yeah. It's so easy.
You know what, though? Elon Musk apparently is going to be the first trillionaire, isn't he? Which is just ridiculous, isn't it?
Elon. And he's devoting his time to destroying people's lives in the United States in terms of, like, what their food stamps are, because he needs to cut government spending because he doesn't have enough money. God, I'm sorry I brought him up. Trillionaire. Yeah. I mean, meanwhile, when the United Nations, because he said if there was a plan to how I could use money to defeat world hunger, I would do it. And then the UN said, "Here's how you do it." And he's like, "Well, just kidding. I'm not going to do that." Fuck that guy.
The thing is, though, right? And I often think this. It's like, what the hell is he going to do with all that money? I mean, he's got so much money. It's like more than most small countries have.
It's like the Matrix when the Oracle says, "What does any man with power want? More power."
Yeah, but what is he going to do? He's $1 trillion.
He's gonna be Scrooge McDuck swimming around in his coin pool, miserable and alone. He spent Thanksgiving at Mar-a-Lago. He's got 10 kids, and they all hate him. I feel so sorry for that.
You know what? They might hate him, but I bet they don't hate his money. I bet they're like,
well, his daughter told him to take his money and shove it up his ass because she doesn't want anything to do with him. She called him like a ketamine addicted psychopath. Like, that's his daughter saying that to him. That's so. Holy crap. All right. Anyway, Marvel Rivals is a pretty good game. You should check it out because it's free.
I hate it. Every time we talk about Marvel Rivals, we talk about Elon Musk.
I know.
Well, he and Tony Stark have a lot in common, except Tony Stark uses his money for good and Elon does not. So.
Indeed.
Although I'll give him his due, he did give Starlink to Ukraine, and they would probably be South Russia by now if he hadn't done that. So, everybody's got horns and halos.
Indeed, he do. I've got one more game to talk about before we do the play my game.
Yeah.
Which is Fear. which is fear
Yeah.
because I am steadily trying to make my way through this game. Fuck me,
Yeah.
I'm either very old and slow.
Yes.
Or,
yeah, that's it. There's no need to say
Don't
that
need
word.
to say the next one.
or games used to just be a lot harder because frig
No,
me.
old slow.
I have died a lot playing this game. But I
Konnichiwa,
think-
Brian.
Yeah, konnichiwa. But I think that's just down to how bloody clever the AI is. They run away.
No,
and
no,
they
it's
fucking
not.
Oh, I
hide
remember
behind
them being
shit.
good AI. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Those like you'll see
It's
someone
not your
pop
standard.
out.
And certainly, it was way ahead for this time.
Oh,
in
massively.
development.
I mean,
Yeah.
you duck down and then you think, right, I'm going to pop back up and shoot him, and he's gone. I'm like, where the
Yeah.
fuck is he gone?
He's
That's a
flanking
bit-
you, man. Watch your size.
He's gone to
Yeah.
the shops.
Yeah. I mean,
He
I'll be
needs some
honest.
chewing gum.
And I know you keep saying it's not true, but the AI in this game is way more advanced than probably most games these days. The way that they work.
Sure.
I
it
think
is
that's
true.
probably true. No, I think
It
that
is
may be
true.
true. Like, because the AI in most, I mean, maybe that's caught up, but like I said, it was way ahead of its time.
I
So,
played Call of Duty
don't-
recently, and most of those enemies stay in the same spot, and they just pop up every now and again and shoot at you.
Jenny, you
This
played the whole
game-
Call of Duty game. Is that true?
Well, I saw one of the enemies making
One of them.
an origami figure. That's how
Did
smart he
you?
was. Yeah,
Really?
He was
But-
crafting it, and he says, "Don't shoot me.
No.
I'm an artist." And I shot his-
But this game, they'll throw boxes down in front of themselves for cover. They fucking do loads of shit that you don't expect. But it makes it so much fun. I mean, it's
juggle. Do they juggle?
I've not seen
Because
them
you wouldn't
juggling
expect that,
once.
would you? You'd be like, "Oh,
No,
I
you
wasn't
wouldn't.
expecting
You
that."
wouldn't.
And then you'd be
What I-
so
Juggle
taken
these
back.
nuts.
And then
What I
they'd
will
shoot you.
say, what I will say is though that the gameplay is basic. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that being said, it's a lot of fun. It's a nice gameplay loop. It's like get some ammo, get armor,
Yeah.
a shit ton of
You're
enemies
shooting
come
bad
at
guys.
you.
Like, that's the one
Yes,
you want. Like, that's, I don't want it to be
slow-mo,
not basic.
Shoot him in the face. Then you get
Yeah.
a creepy, like surreal section where you're walking down a corridor of blood.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And Alma pops up and scares
what do
the
you
shit out of you.
That's right.
And that's the game. And they throw grenades and they're like, oh, cover.
Whoa.
Oh, whatever.
They throw grenades.
They throw
I know,
grenades.
right? Can you
The
believe it?
grenades.
This AI
Do you
is
know what,
smart,
though?
isn't it?
Do you know what, though? The explosions in this game have weight. When they throw a fucking grenade, it has weight. And if it's in slow-mo, you just see this huge shock wave coming away from it. And it's just so bloody good. And I've forgotten how good this game. I mean, it's a challenge, but every time I get killed, I just go right, go again. And you can
I
save
think-
anywhere, but you often forget to do it. And I'm just like, oh
I
god,
think,
I've got to go back.
I think
to
the
it
thing
now.
that would bug me about going back to this game, or maybe even Fear 2, I don't know, but not having a map or mini map, because I remember going through hallways and like having to backtrack and be like, I don't know where I'm
Yeah.
supposed to go next. And I've just gotten so spoiled by games that are like, here's where you
I've
go,
had a
this
little bit of
indicator,
that,
like go
yeah.
this way.
Yeah, and sometimes you get turned around in the middle of a firefight, and
Yeah,
then
sure.
you realize you've gone back the way you came, and you didn't realize you'd done
Right.
it. I'm like, oh fucking hell, I'm in the wrong
Yeah.
direction now.
Especially there's bodies everywhere. You can't just use
Oh,
no
yeah.
bodies this way.
But oh boy, this game is good.
Yeah,
I forgot, but I'm
that's a
gonna
good franchise.
I'm gonna persist. I am gonna finish this game. But yeah,
Do it.
no, I absolutely agree. This game, for its time, was miles ahead of anything else that came out around the same time.
Yeah.
It really was. I mean, it just anything. I mean, graphically, physics, AI. I mean, everything about this game is great. You know, 2005 was a good year. There were some good games came out around then, but this, probably for first-person shooters, is probably one of the best ones, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's just nice to have that old-fashioned game as well, because all these games these days are trying to do that many different things, aren't they? You know, to sort of keep your attention.
Sure.
Whereas this just did one thing really, really well.
Well, that's it, man.
Do you know
I've
what I
always
mean?
said that, like, yeah, the games that I love the most, like Portal 2 added obviously some stuff to the Portal formula, but at its core, it was just like, we're just going to have some elegant puzzles. And they could have put in 10 different kinds of, liquid gels that do, make you move backwards or, like inverted gravity or whatever. And they didn't bother with that. They were like, let's just keep it simple and let's, use all the different combinations and make it interesting and tell a good story. And I think that's what the best games do, is they keep it simple.
Yeah, it is such a good game, and it looks great. It does. I know you say it looks basic, and I know it does for its, but it still looks great. when you're playing it, you're like, this looks fine. You know, I'm not playing it thinking, God, this looks old. I just think, yeah, it looks good. I'm loving it. And it were a bargain. I mean, anyone who bought, I bought this ages ago, but it reminded me when I saw it was in the Steam sale. Yeah. But anyone who bought this in the Steam sale, you just gotta love it. It's so good. If you've never played it before, you'll be like, this is pretty good.
And this is definitely due for a remake. Like, they could totally do a good job remaking this in Fear 2.
Well, it's funny, actually, because I've never thought about this. When we've talked in the past about what games should be remade now, they wouldn't have to do a lot to make it better. They just have to up-res the graphics, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because everything else is solid. The gameplay is solid. The AI is solid.
Yeah.
They just have to make it look prettier.
Sure.
But the lighting's great as well. When you're in a room and all the lights are swinging all over the place, it looks amazing. You know, it's just lights and shadows going all over the place.
To upres, I'm not a developer, but to upres graphics, it's Control Shift U, I think.
Yeah, it's easily done.
Yeah, I don't know.
Easily
done.
Easy. Well, yeah, this game would be brilliant for that. Yeah, I think it should definitely. I don't know why it's never been done. It's a weird one, isn't it? Well, I know, but this was such a big franchise. Monolith.
Monolith.
Yeah, they make them.
What have they made lately?
Great.
The Shadows of Mordor and Shadow of War. And...
Yeah, they did. They made that, didn't they?
Good.
What do they do after that?
See, they know how to make good games.
What did they do after Shadow of War? Oh, Dishonored?
I have no idea.
That's
did
not them. That's not them.
They didn't do Dishonored. No, it's not Dishonored.
It looks, according to Wikipedia, like Shadow of War was their last game.
Okay.
Yeah, did they get closed
Maybe
down?
They're not around. No, in 2021, the company announced they're developing a video game starring Wonder Woman, but that was the last we heard of
Oh,
them.
Wonder Woman, yeah. No, apparently that's still coming. Wonder Woman. Still
Do you know what? Fuck that. Make another Fear game. Make another Fear game. Or
that's right. They did the Matrix Online, didn't they?
Fear.
Yeah.
Well, that makes
Fear.
sense. Yeah, remake Fear because it's such a good game.
They
and that's
make
it
like
for
3
me.
games a year.
Apart from the Play My Game bitch.
Well, now we should talk about that.
Yeah, so we do that.
Bitch. Yeah, bitch! Yeah, bitch!
Play my game, bitch.
Did you hear about the Hokuto girl?
Yeah, oh my God. You know what? Look, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be, I don't deal in schadenfreude, generally speaking. And I just don't. So the people who lost their money, okay, fine. And maybe she was involved in pump and dump or snipers. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. But what I will say is this. If you're buying crypto coin from the Hawk Tua lady, I have a hard time like crying myself to sleep because you lost money on that. What the fuck are you thinking?
Yeah,
this person was like, how's my kid? College fund. Like, oh, what the fuck? What were they gonna tell their friends? Yeah, the reason I'm here is because my dad invested in Hawk Tua coin. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, the Play My Game this week is Aliens Dark Descent.
Ooh.
Indeed.
I got a lot to say about this game. You ready?
Uh-oh.
First of all, don't go to the monster planet. Like, this is the equivalent of, like, don't go in the basement. What? Wayland Yutuni is a company that is looking out for us. No, they're not. They want you dead. They don't care about, how does anybody work for this company?
No, they just want you to harvest the alien. They don't want you dead.
Yeah,
they want you to be
I'll
carriers.
be able to do it. All these other people died, but I can take care. Okay, look, I know people don't know. I mean, shit, we re-elected Trump, so people just don't learn from the past, I guess, sometimes. But the point, it just drives me nuts that they just keep, it's the same story.
Yeah, but they give them cash, you go, here, have some money.
There's this crate. Yeah, I know. I mean, there's going to be somebody who's going to willing to do it. But there's the crate, and it's like, ooh, I wonder what's in there. It's like,
yeah, what's
someone
in the
opens
crate?
it.
Is it mouthwash?
Yeah, exactly. I wish they would.
Can I just say?
I wish that crate would open more slowly because it was way too quick and ominous.
Yeah. The xenomorph died by the time it came out.
Yeah.
Of
He's
old
got a
age.
long white beard, and he's just he's trying to attack people, but he's so slow.
Jesus
He's
Can I
just
just
rubbing
say
his
though,
claws against.
before we get into the actual game,
Yes.
I thought the opening was really good. I've always
You
liked
are
watching a
not.
film.
You cannot be serious.
No, I liked it. I liked
What part of the opening? Is it the part where the
Like the
person's
cutscene.
almost dead and they just barely have enough breath to say 5 words? Vent, cargo, out of nowhere. And then he dies.
Like, oh, what, you're trying to tell me a clue? It's like, no, I've got a crossword.
2
thing.
syllables. Wait, sounds like it's a
I'm
movie.
solving a crossword
Wow.
while I'm dying. Vent, fall
No,
down.
the opening. No, the actual cutscene at the beginning of it, where the
Yeah.
credits came up and everything. I'm like, this is like an alien movie.
I mean, it's ships
I was
flying
like,
in front of a
impressed.
big planet. Like, I mean, it's
But
fine.
the atmosphere, it created
I
the
said-
atmosphere.
I
thought.
said
was
I like the music.
like an
it
alien
felt
movie.
like Alien.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what I
the
Fine.
music was
I guess
great,
I
the
can't
atmosphere
get-
was
Then my
great.
next note is, fuck me, this is a long cutscene.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a long
just kept
cutscene.
going and going and going. And you're learning about this woman, and then there's the dude, and it's just it's like, are you lost? Like, hey, I outrank you, and it's like, you're a civvy, and this oh god.
If there's one franchise that I don't need a long run up to, it's
Yeah,
fucking
really.
Aliens.
Well, someone
Yeah,
told me
Aliens.
they're making a sequel to Happy Gilmore, and I was like, no, that movie is fine where it is. Leave it alone. Because Happy Gilmore is the best example of just enough backstory, right? Grandma, you didn't pay your taxes? Well, I would have, but I didn't have any money. That was it. And that's all the
that was it.
backstory. That's literally the line. And that's all you need. It was so perfect.
We watched Happy Gilmore recently for the first
It's
time.
a good movie. It's pretty funny.
All right.
I mean, it's a stupid movie. I'm not going to claim it's a great film.
I'll be honest.
I've never watched it, so
The
Oh, it's
funniest
worth seeing.
bit was the trailer.
Well,
for it,
sure.
where
They
it-
always put the funniest stuff in the trailer.
I know, but I was expecting more funny bits, and they were mildly
Well.
amusing, but there was nothing as funny as the bit where he goes, I bet you can't do it a second time, and then he hits the woman in the window and she falls out. That was funny.
You hit that lady. She shouldn't have been standing there.
Is Happy Gilmore the
That
film
was
where
funny.
he crashes into a car on a bike? Is that film, or am I thinking?
No, that's Billy Madison. And that was his first one, which, I mean, Billy Madison is so much stupider than Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore at least is a little, although Billy Madison's the one where he goes, hooray for school at the end, which is like, yeah, hooray for school. All right, so this lady is now being hunted by the xenomorph. She's going
Yes,
into
she
the
is.
thing, and there's bodies everywhere. She's like, I need to find out what happened. No, you don't. You need to get the fuck out of there, lady. But she's going in, and then she's like, this guy won't need his gun, so he has a gun. And then there's like 10 bodies all over this hangar area, and none of them have weapons. You just have the one handgun with 4 bullets
Well,
in it.
no,
Okay,
because
whatever.
they're just cargo workers, aren't they? They're not.
knows
They're
them
not,
all personally.
they're not
Shit,
soldiers.
I'm not working for Wayland Utani without a goddamn AK-47. That's just me.
Well, you know, these
And
guys
then
are
the
ignorant.
monster crate is open. It's empty. There's bodies all around it. I better inspect it and look inside. What's going on in here? Let me take a look.
Do you know?
Get the fuck
do you
out of
know
there,
what?
girl.
I know you're saying all this stuff, right? But I'm gonna put something out there about Waylani or whatever. Right?
Go ahead.
That is right. They probably sent all these separate ships out to all these different planets where they might be xenomorphs, right?
Sure.
So these people are completely ignorant of the fact that they're
Of
a really
course.
dodgy company.
Yeah,
that
that's
would make
fair.
sense
I
that
accept
they're-
that.
they
Right.
haven't got their
I know. But empty crate, bodies everywhere. I'm not gonna go looking in the crate. I'm sorry. That's just me.
I tend to change my plans when I see dead bodies everywhere.
Yeah.
I tend to sort of like, okay, this might be.
Yeah, but she's badass, man. She's badass.
No, she's
like
not.
that.
She eventually
no, she's
becomes a
not.
badass. She starts out as like a pencil pusher.
No, because she picks up a pistol and is like, I'm a shit shot with this. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
she's not.
she does say that.
Yeah. So.
But they don't know that I'm a shit shot. She says, which is a good
Yeah.
line. I'll give him that.
Whoever
Charlie
killed all these
McGarry.
people.
Charlie's in the chat. It's a friend. I have
What
a
up,
friend.
Charlie?
It's my only friend.
I'm just starting to get passionate, Charlie. Don't worry.
It's my
Stick
only
around.
friend.
Okay.
Yeah. So we should
Yeah.
mention that this game is isometric.
It is
Yeah, it
isometric,
is.
and it's a
And also-
squad sort of tactical game.
Yeah, and also boring.
Eventually.
We should mention that it's really boring.
Yeah, I must admit, I'll tell you when I stopped playing. So I did all that shit, right? And then you weld the door shut,
Yes.
and then you go and see a few other people, right? And then they get killed
Mm-hmm.
because, like, you know, aliens.
Aliens.
And then you come to this big open area you've got to sneak through while the aliens prowling about.
And well, you say prowling around. He's more like sort of like. He looks like an old OAP on a fucking Zimmer frame.
Yeah,
He does.
But the second he sees you, you're dead. It's
You're
just
dead.
like instant death.
Yeah.
And it
Stuart,
happened
do you
for-
mean to
Yeah.
say that I played more of this game than you?
You must have done.
Oh
'Cause I
my
got killed
god!
for-
Because I
Yeah.
said "fuck this game," I'm done at that point, and then I was like, "No, Stu's gonna give me a bollock, and I gotta keep
No,
going."
I said fuck this
And
game.
I
I'm done at
did.
that point, and I was.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's good
I
to
got
know
killed-
because that gives me license to
I
wrap
got,
it up at a
I got
sensible
killed
time.
4 times, right? And I'm like,
Yes.
nah,
Yes.
that's it. I'm done.
So it's.
I
nice
had to
that-
turn the brightness way up. Go ahead,
Well,
Chinny.
I got quite far because the alien killed me once and I went, nah, done.
Did you do the same?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Well, let me tell you what you're missing then, guys.
I bet
Well,
it's
well,
great.
we
First
missing?
of all, before we get to that, she initiates the Cerberus protocol
Oh, yeah.
by launching missiles and destroying all the ships. And then as soon as she does that, and it's like a 5-minute cutscene, she's like, "I'm so sorry," because she's killing 50 people or
what I
something by
wanted to,
blowing
kind of,
these.
by the way, why didn't they blow up the ship
I
she's
thought
on?
that. I thought that.
Well,
Like, why did-
exactly.
Surely it should be
Right.
self-sacrifice.
Yeah.
shouldn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah,
No,
so I was like,
she
why
can
did
make it
all
off.
the other ships get blown up?
Right, exactly. But
And that's the one that
then
you
it's-
definitely know all the aliens
Yeah.
are on.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed. But she does that, and it's like, again, a 5-minute cutscene, and then it pans up, and the monster is above you, like. Why was it
Oh, wow.
watching you? I want to see what she does with the
No, because,
computer. Maybe
you know
she's
what?
going to play some video games. I don't
He's a-
want to kill her while she's playing video
Duke,
games.
he's a monster, but he's not rude.
He's not
No,
rude.
it's like, I'll wait till
Okay.
you finish what you're doing.
So here's what happens. After you successfully sneak away, which some of us are cool enough to do,
yeah.
you meet up with this squad that's like actual colonial marines. So it's not too long after that you actually have a team that's ready to fight with actual weapons, and you get to the real part of the game. I don't know why they made the tutorial intro part so long, but they should not have done.
So
Because
boring.
as soon as you have a team, there's not a lot of sneaking really.
Because I played that thinking, I don't want to do this. This
Right.
is
I don't blame you. Yes. And especially that stealth part. I was so annoyed, and I was like, fuck this. Because at the beginning of the game, it's like, do you want to play on story mode or regular mode? And I was like, because it said you can't change it after you choose. And as soon as I died from the alien, I was like, fuck this. And then I was like, maybe I could try it on story mode. I would have to redo all that stuff. Fuck that. I'm not redoing all of that shit. So I was like, I'll give it one more try. And then the second time, I actually managed to make it work. Because like I said, I turned the brightness way up, and then I just hid, and then it went around the big room it's in, and then I went the other way, and I eventually made it out. So whatever. I guess I'm just good at video games and you're not.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. It's just whatever. It's ridiculous. So you get this group, and so you're going around with this group, and they're like fully decked out, like, taking it. But then there's the xenomorph, and again, look. There's an essay in this book called Critical Hits, Writers Playing Video Games, that talks about every Aliens video game ever made. He has this big long list of all the Aliens video game, every game that's ever been made having to do with aliens. Some of them are good, most of them are shit. The first Alien movie is a classic because it's one monster against one ordinary person, right? It's just basically a one-on-one kind of fight. And it's really tense and it's really beautiful. The second game is a bunch of aliens against a bunch of Marines, right? Fighting. But each monster is really tough, right? So when they kill one, it's a big deal. And of course, that's when they reveal that their blood is slime and all this shit.
Acid.
This game, there's like 4 of you, and there's like 7 of the xenomorphs, and 4 of them, and they just take them down. And it's like, wait a minute, that doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
It feels like it should be more dangerous than that. So
why didn't the ship melt? You know,
well, there's
start
that
shooting
too.
it and
Exactly.
everything.
I love honestly. Look, the second Aliens movie is I think it's a good movie, but I loved the realism of they don't even kill it. They just cut its little tentacle, the facehugger, and it's a huge fucking problem. Like it felt so realistic. And I just love that about that film. So the first
movie?
Yeah, the second movie is more like
it's an action film.
Yeah, and I like it. It's a fun movie. But for me,
it doesn't have nearly the same weight as the first
of it,
one,
like of the first one.
Totally.
I love that. So
and I thought, I mean, maybe I was stupid, but the first time I saw it, I was like, okay, well, that guy's okay now, at least. I don't know what happened, but he's okay. And then, like, oh God, no, he's not okay. When the face hugger, took off.
Do you want to hear something an interesting fact about the Alien movie? You may or may not know this one. Yeah, I'm assuming you know about the exploding chest
real.
scene.
It was real.
Well, it wasn't real, but nobody
didn't
knew
know
what
that it was going to
happen.
Yes. Right.
But the actual alien eggs at the very beginning of the film when they first find them.
Okay.
You know, they find them in the cave and everything.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
On the ship,
right?
But,
yes.
We're not.
And it shows the egg, like the alien inside wriggling about.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was Ridley Scott's hands. He stuck his hands up inside it, and he was the alien inside the alien egg. With his hands were. So there you go.
So at one point, one member of your team gets hit by one of the xenomorphs twice. And then she's like, oh, my leg hurts. Wait a minute. No. If a xenomorph gets to you, you're fucking dead. I don't want to hear this shit about my leg hurts. Give me a med pack. Like, what the fuck is that? There's a character whose name is Ruiz, right? He's, Latin American, Ruiz. It's pronounced Ruiz. But she goes, hey, is Ruiz okay? Ruiz, what the fuck are you doing? His name is Ruiz.
Yeah.
Come on, say it right. Jesus Christ.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah, right, exactly. And then one of the ships that you hit with the Cerberus protocol, it doesn't blow up into a million pieces. It's just disabled. So it's like gliding toward the planet. And then she goes, oh, we better follow it down. Follow it down my ass. I'm not going anywhere near that.
Why would you do that?
Exactly. What the fuck? It makes no sense. And the ship crashes onto the planet like this. It like glides and then it like lands, on its stomach. That is not how a ship would actually crash into a planet.
Sure
it would go down. It would get sucked nose down and then just fall over.
It does. It
Across
depends
the
how
ship.
much gravity there is on the planet, I guess.
It's a big planet. There's a lot of gravity.
Yeah,
and
it's probably going to
when you
just get smushed in it.
when you get to it, it's like XCOM. There's like medical bay. She's like, 3 of our sick beds are out of commission. Motherfucker, your spaceship just crashed into a planet. You're telling me you still have half your medical bay
played a lot of
operational.
this game.
I did play a lot of it because it's like, and then you go to the research lab, and then you go here, and you go there, and you're building this whole base up, and all this. It's so much, and then it's finally like time. Okay, we're gonna send out your Marines to go take care of missions on this planet. It becomes this whole thing, and then she goes, yeah. Your first mission is to go find out what's up with this signal beacon. We haven't got comms with them, but we've gotten a distress signal from the settlement at Dead Hills. The settlement is called Dead Hills. Yeah, we thought of going to Rectum Gardens or Gonorrhea Lane, but we decided to move into Dead Hills. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, Dead Hills?
But there is a beacon at Rainbow Fluffy Land if you want to go there.
Yeah, there is.
Fluffy Land, they're fucked. Never mind, we're not going near Rainbow
You go
Fluffy
there,
Land.
everybody's ripping everybody's insides now. I was like, oh, it's just
We
a
should have
name.
gone to Dead Hills, man.
Yeah, it's lovely there. They have a
yeah,
Costa.
there's-
They've got a Costa there.
You go into the elevator at one point. You're in this research lab or whatever, and you go into. And I mean, look, the gameplay itself. Once you finally get to the gameplay, it's not too bad. You move the squad; it moves as a unit. You don't have to click each person to tell them where to go. You double click, they'll run. You tell one person to go access that terminal, and they'll do it while the rest of the people like circle around them. And like it kind of works pretty well as a isometric team-based shooter game. You have to watch out for the xenomorphs. You take them down when it's a little stupid when you activate with some of them and then the rest of the hive gets alerted and then they swarm toward you and then you stay hidden and then the hive calms down or whatever. So that's the real reason you end up hiding, is in order to not anger the hive or something, which is pretty stupid, but I mean, whatever, I'll allow it, I guess. What I did not allow is, at one point, the lift, you get into this elevator and you're going from the first floor to the second floor, and you get in and it starts making these noises. And the guy's like, I don't like the sound of that. And he's like, it'll be fine. It's built by Wayland Yutani. They know what they're doing. And it's like, oh God, I don't know what's going to happen. You get to the second floor, you get off. As soon as you get off, and it crashes. And they're like, we're going to have to find another way out. Yeah, another way out. Too bad nobody thought of how to invent stairs ever, but nope, we're going to have to find some other way out of this building. Oh, God. But that's not the part that made me quit. The
I was
part that
going to
made
say,
me...
I feel like you like
I
this
know,
game
right?
more than you
I just
said.
kept going and going and
What
going.
was it? The credits?
Because I didn't hate it. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, when you finished it.
It was the part where someone gets kidnapped by one of the xenomorphs.
What? They don't kidnap anyone.
I am not kidding. At one point, there's this vet. You save a vet, and you're like, you think you can help us understand these xenomorphs? She's like, well, I've actually only ever worked with, and then one of the things just drags her into a vent and runs off with her. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And they're like, one of the xenomorphs just kidnapped her. And I wrote down, yeah, and then it stole her identity and started committing bank fraud with her user documents. What the fuck, kidnapped?
Did he send a ransom note?
What I like the idea is that Xenomorph tries to blend back in with the crew, dressed as the
It's
vet.
got her hat on.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Susan, I don't know what's going on with your breath, but you fucking stink.
You got a sore throat, Susan?
Yeah,
You need a
what's going
mask?
on?
Like, I don't want you to get us sick.
Have you changed your hair?
I think you got some styling mousse dripping off your head. The slime. Of the What's up with your tongue? It's the little monster sticking out of it.
Anyway.
So that was the moment I was, okay, fuck this shit. I've played enough. I'm going to step away now.
How long did you play it for? How long?
It must have been it must have been like an hour and a half, I think it was. Because again, like I was kind of into the gameplay. I was like, I'm kind of enjoying this a little bit. And then like that happened and I was like, okay, you know what? Fuck all this shit. I'm done.
Yeah, done.
Yeah, you could no longer suspend your disbelief.
I could not suspend my disbelief. Now that was passionate, Charlie.
Yeah.
So Aliens Dark Descent, thumbs down for me.
And me.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, 3 thumbs down.
Yes. Next week there is a new game that's on Xbox Game Pass called Overthrown.
I feel like there's a trump card for that one. If I'm
Why is
being
that?
really
I know what
honest.
he's going to say.
Because it's survival.
No, he's going to say.
Indiana Jones is out.
Oh, is that coming
And I
out?
feel
Is that
like-
out?
Yeah, that's out.
yeah.
Well,
Oh
it's
shit!
out.
Well, yeah, let's play
but
that.
only-
Totally.
Yeah, I think we've got to play. I think it comes out on Monday or Tuesday for
Oh,
Game
oh,
I was
Pass,
gonna say
so-
it's not on my screen.
I
right
wanted
now.
to play it before this week's show, but I didn't get time. But yeah, I want to play
Well,
it.
it's not. It's not
Well,
out.
it's not
but
out
you
yet,
have to buy
yeah.
it. It is
You can
out.
pre-purchase it, but it's
but
not.
only if you buy it. Yeah,
I've
so it's only if you
pre-downloaded it.
bought it.
I've pre-downloaded
Oh.
it.
Yeah,
Is it not
but
going to
you
be on
can't
Game
play it.
Pass?
It's on Game
Oh,
Pass.
you can
Yeah, it's on
pre-download
Game
it, but
Pass.
well, not on my screen.
It's
This
on
is a really
Game Pass, but
confusing
I think it's-
conversation.
Well, it's not right. Okay, right.
Are we all
if you buy
delayed?
the,
Okay.
let me just explain. Right, if you
Right,
buy
okay.
the Ultimate Edition of the game, you can play it early on the 6th.
I see.
Right. But if
Oh.
you're just playing on Game Pass, you don't get to play it. I think it's till either Monday or
I think
Tuesday.
it's
So
tomorrow.
you
Okay.
I think it's
yeah,
tomorrow.
you get like
Okay.
three extra days to play it before
Right,
other
gotcha.
players
Cool.
if you
All
buy
right.
it.
So I
Gotcha,
couldn't have
gotcha.
played it anyway. So that's good.
No,
Yes,
you
that's
couldn't.
right.
Well, you
Okay.
could if you bought it.
I won't
Could've
do
you
that. Will I?
paid some
That's
the cash.
would
up.
you?
stupid. Yeah.
It's just silly. It's just
Okay.
silly.
All right. We'll play.
But yeah, so it's out.
Indie then.
Well, all right then.
Indie.
Indiana Jones on dun 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 dun. dun.
Da, da, da.
Slightly racist, but don't worry, it was the 80s.
And they were Nazis.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Well, I
sort
think
of-
he's more talking about the eating of the monkey.
Yeah, I know what
brains,
he's.
which is a
I
pretty
know what he's
racist part.
talking about. I know what he's
Okay.
talking about.
Right. Anything else about games this week?
No, I've got news though. I've got some news.
Oh
I know,
snap! I thought we were
actual
going to pay attention to news because news is stupid.
bona fide news.
Putting news first.
Your news, it's okay.
So this week, I'd actually.
How many
love this
newscasters
news
start with the words "so"?
So this week,
So,
Just
you know.
tell
It's
us
been
the news. Yes, what's the
it's
headline?
it's been a big week for the Xbox Series S because
Not a headline.
that console saved this guy's life.
What?
What?
Guy?
So an Xbox Series S
Was
saved
it
his
the,
life.
was it the
so,
CEO of an insurance health company?
All
there's
right,
a
all
guy-
right. I don't do Schadenfreude.
so there's a guy on X called Jonesy.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And he put this post up. He put, I was on my way home from a local GameStop
Yeah.
because they still exist. Apparently,
That's a
They're
that's
still a
the
thing.
first red flag. Like you went to
yeah,
a
really.
physical.
It was
store.
1997.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the Xbox in my backpack when I was
Okay.
struck by a truck.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Right, while riding my bicycle,
Yeah.
Yikes.
I managed to keep above the truck's steel bumper at first, but I eventually was dragged under the truck.
Oh no, that sucks.
I was slammed to the ground, and still he kept on going. So I assumed he didn't see me. But the
God.
Xbox in
Oh, he
my
did, he did.
backpack, the Xbox in my backpack prevented me from hitting my head, or worse, even dying.
Wow.
Wow.
I wasn't
that's
going to get
crazy.
shredded. I wasn't going to get shredded beneath the truck, so I used my left. This is the best bit. So I used my left leg to attempt to slow the truck.
What?
What?
How does that make any sense whatsoever? I'm just going to slow this
You
truck
can't-
down. But I'll tell you,
you
that's a
can't-
rare achievement to be able to survive that.
Slow the truck, right? And at this point, my bike wedged my right leg, so I couldn't move it anywhere. Next thing I know, my backpack was only hanging on my left shoulder and was slammed into the curb along with me afterwards.
Oh.
I look to my left and I feel the full weight of the front end of the truck roll up on my ribs and then roll
Holy
back off.
Crap. How is he even
The
alive
truck-
through this?
The truck had hit and dragged me 12 feet. And soon I was rushed to hospital with only a single broken bone in my left foot and
my
a few road rashes.
God, he is
This guy
so
was
lucky.
Very lucky.
I thought the Xbox was a goner, but when I got home, it
No, it
started
did
up
not
with no
work.
hesitation.
No,
it is right. It's got
bullshit.
pictures
I
of
got
it. He
run
has
over by a
pictures of
truck.
it.
I had the Xbox saved my life, and it worked. No,
It
this-
worked.
No.
And runs games surprisingly well considering what it went through.
also-
If the Xbox.
I'm sorry. I'm calling bullshit.
it
This
also-
is based on one person's post on
No,
Twitter.
there's
It also
pictures.
accidentally
There are
downloaded
pictures.
GTA.
Oh, there's pictures. Okay.
It downloaded GTA 6.
Yeah, how about
So there's
that?
pictures of him with the
There's
Xbox rigged up,
pictures.
right?
So
The-
what?
Both of the analog sticks are completely gone, right? The box
Well, you know
is
what, Stu?
mush.
This telephone that I have in my hand, it saved me from being shot in the face. I just held it up and the bullets went. Pew, pew.
The
There's a
Xbox
picture.
itself has a massive scuff and a load of the front side of it's missing.
Bullshit. This
But
is
it's
engagement
running.
fishing.
It's running.
I don't buy it.
So anyway, if the Xbox wasn't in the back at the time, a lot more could have happened to me. So that's basically what he
I
said.
mean, look, if that's true, that's amazing. But if it's not true, someone needs
It
to
does
look
look
into
true.
this.
He's got a
It
picture
looks
of his
true.
hoodie, right? That's completely scuffed. and
Dude,
damp.
Stu, you know how
Why
hard
would
it
he
is to
damn-
take a hoodie and scuff it up?
I genuinely don't think this guy made it up. I don't think he did.
Well, I'm very
Xbox-
skeptical.
Well, Xbox
No
reached
shit.
out to him. The first one of the replies was, "We're so glad you're safe and hope the recovery is going well. We know you mentioned that your Xbox is still working, but we'd love to send you a new one if you'd like."
How
Would it
about
be
you
okay
send a
to
new one to
give
all
you-
the people whose phones had the fucking red ring of death went back in the day? You weren't sending anybody new ones then.
They did.
They did.
Well,
They
I guess
fixed them
kinda
all, didn't
did.
they?
After, yeah, eventually.
Yeah, they did though.
Yeah,
they
I
did
guess
do that.
Fair enough. Fair
So
enough.
someone
Give
in
them
the
the sick
reply
kids
said,
then.
someone in
do.
the reply put, "So yeah, they do that all the time."
Do it more.
Yeah. So in the
I'm just-
reply,
I'm
someone
just-
said, "So I used
Go
my
ahead.
left leg to attempt to slow the truck. You did what, right?" And he replied, and
Yeah,
put,
really.
I wasn't going to get sucked under and shredded. I was panicking." So he
Well,
was
I mean,
just-
that's right. I understand we do crazy things when we're panicking, but
Yeah.
I want a journalist to
just panicking.
look. Just all you got to do is like go find the police report, talk to the trucker, and then I'll be cool. Like I'll withdraw my objections if
Why
we
can't
get.
you just accept that this may?
Because I don't believe everything I
see.
see on social media, Stuart, and neither should you.
I know.
Okay.
Look, it was just an interesting story.
I know it's an interesting
okay.
story. I'm just saying, like it beggars belief. You must admit, it seems very far fetched.
It's quite a cool story, you know. But,
Well, I'm not saying it's not a cool story.
Well, we're good. Right.
I'm good.
I know
I'm
we're
perfectly
pushed for
calm, dude.
time. I forgot to talk about a
Yes.
game. I'll talk about it very briefly if that's okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, go
Is
on.
it
That's
called
okay.
Truck
Go.
Run Over Simulator.
It's called Stalker 2.
Oh, you still playing that?
Stu,
I'm impressed.
I've tried
Yeah.
it. I said last week I would try it.
Yeah. You're done, aren't you?
I think I'm done because
Okay.
Yeah.
I went to the big sphere thing. Have you done this yet?
I haven't, no.
It's part of the
Be right
story.
back.
I went
Yeah.
to there and I did that, and they said sneak in, and I got spotted by the first enemy, and I did this multiple times, and I always got spotted, and I just about survived, and I hated every minute of it, and it's jank as fuck, and people keep coming out of nowhere, and they all know what room I'm in, even though I only shot one bullet. And,
Well, you shouldn't have checked in on Foursquare, Chinny.
and yeah, and I was just done. I just
You're just done.
hated
That's
it.
fair. That's
Hated
fair
it.
enough.
So I got to this sphere. You got to go to the sphere, some sphere thing.
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
to a guy, and I did that, and I got out of it, and I was like, I don't like this game. I don't like it. I just don't like it. It's not fun. It's not fun to play in terms of how it controls. The gun mechanics aren't good. The enemies aren't fun to shoot. They're hard to see. They spot you from fucking nowhere. Like, I don't like it. I don't like Stalker 2.
Yep. And look, if it's not for
I
you,
tried
that's-
it. I
it's
tried it.
fine.
I tried
You did.
it.
I'll
I'm
give
gonna
you
put-
due. You
it's
gave
very-
it. I was surprised you were still playing it, to be honest.
It's very difficult for me to put down a game, but I just don't like it.
No. That's. I appreciate that. That's
Soz.
fine. That's fine. No,
Alright.
it's okay.
There you go.
It's okay. Yes. So we have got some emails. So let's do the emails.
All righty.
Worst podcast.
That
ever.
ruled.
So the first email is off my tainted brain, otherwise
Yay,
known as
tainted
Brian.
brain. Yeah.
And he says, just an email, you know. It's just an email, you know.
Just an email. I know.
Just an email. Hey all.
Hey.
So play my game, bitch. As Aliens Dark Descent is currently available for free on PS Plus, I decided to give it a go.
Okay.
Now, this is not my usual type of game, but it does seem to be an atmospheric game and pretty okay.
What game was it? I
overall.
missed it. Sorry, what game was it?
Aliens Dark Descent, the one we were just
right,
talking
okay.
about.
Yeah, okay.
That you two
Yeah, the one
quit
we were just talking
on
about.
way too early.
Yeah, we did.
I never
the
get to say
top-down
that. so-
graphics. The top-down graphics are really good,
Yeah.
and the mix with the cutscenes works well. Although these seem to be a trifle over long. Yeah, we
yes,
can't
that's
disagree.
putting it nicely.
You know.
However, I'm not sure how well it controls when the game gets more frenetic, especially on console. So it's like, yeah, controller's not the best way to play these types of games, is it?
I was very lucky I got to play it on the PC.
Speaking of controls, they are very clunky on the PS5. Pressing R1 to progress through menus and accepting EULA. What the fuck? Pressing the square key for all interactions, except sometimes it's an X.
Yeah.
But there are still a square prompt showing.
Yeah. There,
The thing that really,
yeah.
the thing that really pissed me off though was the old trope of using a disfigured person as the evil character.
Yep.
So it's talking about the guy who opens
Wanna let
the
the monster
coffin
out,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
lets it
sure.
out. In the opening cutscene, a scarred guy opens the crate. This is fucking old trope that needs to go away.
That's
And
because
for
you
a
have to know
game
who it
that-
is.
Yeah, only came out last year. The devs should know better.
Put in the dog
So-
with the shifty eyes.
So on to other things. The holidays are coming. The holidays are coming.
Yes, they are.
Do any of you have any Christmas traditions with respect to gaming? Maybe a game that you like to play over the Christmas period, or have you been keeping a game back with the intention of playing it now? That's all from Japan. Keep well, Brian.
Love you, Brian.
So
I don't have any Christmas traditions at all. When I moved out of my folks' place, I was like, you know what, Christmas has never been a big thing for me, so I kind of treat it like an ordinary day, to be honest. It's just,
Yeah, Chini, any Christmas
And that's
video
the
game
Christmas
traditions?
spirit, everyone.
That is a Christmas
It
spirit.
is. It is.
To play games, that's my
Yeah.
tradition
Yeah.
is to actually like play them. I don't know. I don't, not really. So sometimes I had this tradition, obviously before baby, Christmas Eve, I would often be alone because Tara would work. So I would try like a new game, like a game that I could finish in a day, and that's the day that I played To the Moon. That's the day that I played.
Oh, what a game!
That's the day that I played Gone Home. That's the day that I played Hotline Miami. So I'll sort of try these games that are like brand new, a bit weird.
Yeah.
And see how I get on with them. And that was a bit of a tradition, but I don't think I'll be. I think it'll be the opposite this year. I'll probably very rarely be on my own over Christmas. It'll be.
Do you know,
all
I'd forgotten
fam.
you'd played To the Moon. I'd actually forgotten, because I know Duke played it, but I'd always forgotten that you played it. Because
Yeah,
it's not, let's be honest, that's not the sort of game you'd normally ever play.
Yeah, no. But this was before we knew that. You know, that this is sort of at the start of those sort of things.
Before we do. What a game, though. What a game.
No, it's not. It's a bad game.
I'm probably the only person here with a Christmas video game tradition here. And that's Skeel. Because I play Skeel every year at Christmas. Because he's got to be
this
done.
is the seal skiing with the kiss for a rose.
Kiss
Holy
from a
shit.
rose. Oh,
I'm
what
going
a
to waste
game.
20 minutes of my life on this
It's not
stupid
even
bullshit
20 minutes.
every year.
It lasts the length of
fine,
the
2 minutes is
song.
twice as long as it needs to be.
It lasts the length of the song. So if you wanted to...
Well, I mean, I give you credit for sticking to it. Like
I do it every year. I play Skeel every year.
guess.
Skeel in December. So yeah, if you want to just feel a bit cozy inside, right, you need to play Skeel because it's just brilliant.
I would not describe my feeling as cozy inside, but if Stu feels that way, go for it.
Most people who listen to it as probably, you know, I mention it every year from time to time, pretty much at least once, but most people have probably never played this game. But it's free to play. It'll be on whatever the bloody little indie game website thing is. I can't remember what it's called now. itch.io or whatever it is. So go to itch.io, download Skill. It'll play on a potato, so it'll play on virtually any PC laptop out there. And play Skill. Play Skill for Christmas. There's my tradition.
There you go.
Okie dokie.
Sure.
Yeah, there you go.
Okie
Okie dokie. We have got an email also from Jason. Before we go into it, right? He actually gifted me Piranesi, the book, and I've started it. So I finished
very
whatever
nice
I
of him.
was listening to,
Yeah,
and
cool.
I'm now listening to it. It is. I mean, this thing's has won loads of awards, right, for literature and stuff. It is weird.
Weird.
It is a very weird book.
Yeah.
But I'm going to stick with it because everyone read it. It's only 6 hours long as an audio book, which is must be quite a short book, I'm guessing. But everyone bangs on about it. It's a bit like mouthwashing. Everyone bangs on how amazing it is. So I'm assuming it's going to be good. So it's intriguing and it is fucking weird. It's just really odd. So, but thank you for that. I am listening to it. I am enjoying it in a weird kind of way, but I'm guessing it'll get better. Anyway, he says this: love in the time of cholera.
Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I see what you did there. It's a reference to the Gabriel Garcia Marquez novel, Love in the Time of Cholera. Go on. Hey.
Okay. Hey, veterans. I figure I should give an update on my review in progress of Duke's book.
Ooh.
Oh, snap.
I've just finished.
That's why he mentioned it. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
I just finished chapter 7.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow. This book requires the reader to understand Spanish, French, and other languages.
Does it require it, though, or does it just reward it? I don't think it requires that you know those languages.
Also,
and, sorry, hang on a second. I also say this, like, we live in a time where you can get Google Translate on your phone and put the camera mode on and just hold it up and it'll translate it for you. So it's not that big of a deal if you don't know Spanish.
What if you're just doing the audiobook version, though? How does that work?
There is no audiobook out yet.
No, but you're doing one.
Yeah.
So you're going to read it out in Spanish and French, presumably. I'd have to put it into Google Translate.
I don't really even remember how much French there is. There's not a lot of French in here. Anyway, go on. I interrupted. Please continue.
Well, he's saying chapter 7, there's a lot of it, so I don't know.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Also, the writer is familiar with the subject of English, but he definitely lacks in the study of biology. That being said, well, I don't know what he's referring to there.
How so? What are you talking about?
Well, you must have somebody in the book that's not biologically
That's all he says,
correct.
and then he moves on? Oh, come on, dude. You
And
got to
then
be
he
more specific. What are you talking about? I mean,
that
I'll take that
said-
criticism if it's legit. I don't know what he means.
That being said, I am still enjoying it. I know a little
I'm glad to
Spanish
hear it.
after all. I am curious about these Game Awards. Indiana Jones and the Path of Exile 2 seem to be Game of the Year contenders, not from what
That was
I've
a
heard.
sudden shift.
Released this year, but Jeff won't put December games onto the vote. Only two 2-year-old games with DLC, I guess. He probably failed Human Anatomy Class 2. It isn't rocket science. December is part of every ducking year. He cancelled December. What a genius. Suck it, Keighley. Cancel my DLC. Bitch, it's Keighley, actually, isn't it? Jeff Keighley.
Yeah.
Cancel DLC, bitch. Duke. Boys have a penis. Girls have a vagina.
All right, you know what, dude? No, look, stop. No, stop. Hang on a second.
Oh,
If he's going there, hey, he
Don't
went there, I
rise.
have to respond. Dude, I can't
Don't
not
rise.
respond to that. What do you mean, don't rise?
Don't rise.
I am not having
Just
this.
don't feed
This-
the troll. Don't feed
I'm
the
not.
troll.
No. It's not about that. It's about standing up for the people who are listening to this show and saying that's not accurate. That is one narrative, and I reject that narrative. Okay, if he wants to pursue that narrative, fine. But he's not going to write into this show while I have access to a microphone, and I'm just going to go, well, I disagree, because it's not that. It is a violent rejection of what every psychiatric and mental health association in the United States says about how we should relate to young people in terms of gender identity.
Okay. I just don't feed the troll. Don't feed it.
I'm not. It's Stuart. I don't have that option. Some of my students and some of my very good friends who came up for Thanksgiving do not have the option to just be like, well, I just disagree, the end. And I have to stand up and fight for them. It's personal for me.
Oh,
if he were saying, like, I don't like the Green Bay Packers, then yeah, I wouldn't feed those trolls because that's not really about anybody's life. But this isn't just a football match that I'm upset about.
Anyway, he says, adios, amigos. Oh, but before I go, there's a pentimento in Brains, a Duke's novel. He's not trying to change history, though, only the future. Wish me luck in chapter 8. So there you go.
Good luck. Does he mean that I'm giving a nod to Pentiment?
I don't know. It seemed that way.
I don't know how to decipher that. I don't know what he's referring to. I'm curious to know what you mean by biology is. I've got something biologically inaccurate in the book.
I think he's referring to what he refers to later in that bit.
Well, if he wants to talk about that, we could talk about it. But yeah,
so I think that's what he's basically when he says
but even that,
is wrong.
It's only ever been chromosomes, not genitals.
Anyway,
so if we wanted to talk about it, we would talk about chromosomes, but even that is whatever. Anyway, are there any other emails?
No, that's it for emails this week.
Okay,
but thank you to
for
everybody
writing
who
in, Brian
emailed
and Jason.
in.
Yes.
And that's it. I think it's time to do some shout outs and get the hell.
Where's all the speak pipes, people? Come on, give us some speak pipes.
I know, no speak pipes.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
Hey!
So who's gonna go first?
I'll go first. Shout out to Jim Dom. We love you, dude. Thank you for all the years of friendship. Shout out to everybody who's been in the chat here with us. Chill Robots, Mr. Nightlore, Sean Teal, Tainted Brain, Charlie McGarry, Ian, Jason. I'm joking. It's a good book. Okay, thank you, Jason. I'm glad you were joking. I'm glad you liked the book. And shout out to Antonio because I think he was playing Call of Duty and I should have jumped in his lobby, but I didn't because I didn't have much time to play when I saw you were on. But yeah, we'll have a game again soon. I told you he jumped into my Call of Duty lobby, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. So community gaming is fun. We should have like a game night or something over winter break.
God, we used to do that a lot. Do you remember back in the day?
Maybe I could set that up for the winter break sometime. Because it's on Game Pass, and a lot of people have Game Pass. We can get together and do it.
Yeah, we can. I'm going to shout out Antonio. He's in the chat. He's going to have a baby.
Oh, it's so cute. Oh, I'm so happy for you, Antonio. Yeah. It feels like we met him when, I mean, I didn't meet him when he was a kid, but y'all met him when he was a kid, and now he's having a kid. Like, that's such a circle of life type of thing. This is the first time we've seen someone in our community go from minor to adult to having a baby. It's like that full arc. Oh, it makes me so happy. He's going to be a great dad.
And a shout out to Jason for the Piranesi book. I'm gonna I'm gonna carry on because why not? It's meant to be good, so I'm gonna give it a go. And also shout out to you, Duke, for writing your book, and I will read it when you actually speak it.
Yeah, I should work on that this winter as well. I should have done it this weekend, but I did the East Timor presentation 6 times in 2 days on Thursday and Friday, and so I was just so wiped out. But I will finish it at some point, so thank you for your patience. And if anybody wants to buy the paper copy, it's available at just-text.org. It's called Brains, How to Survive Apocalyptic Bibliophilia. It's about a woman setting up a library during the zombie apocalypse.
There you go. Chinny.
I'm going to shout out Lambie85, who joined our Discord just to ask me what the name of the nasal spray was. The name of the nasal spray is Dymista. And also shout out to Wingnut, who shared his Spotify Wrapped story, and he listens to his podcast on Spotify, and we were number 1 on the podcast list.
Oh, sweet. Thank you. You know what my number 1 song was? It was so funny.
Go on.
Guess which artist it was?
Kendrick?
Nope.
Taylor?
Yes, it was Taylor Swift. And because I listened to so much Taylor Swift, first of all, there was, oh man, I should have sent you this, Chinny, but they did a thing that was like when you have a visible like shift in your music listening habits, they will say like, oh, this month you had this.
Yeah.
It says April was your pink Pilates princess strut pop phase.
Yeah.
You listened to a lot of Taylor Swift, Beyonce, and The Weeknd. So I just thought that was so funny because like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Princess strut pop phase.
Yeah.
So anyway, and there's like this special message from Taylor Swift. She's like, it was so nice to have you listening this year. Thank you if you came to the Eras tour. And I'm just like, I just kind of got into her music and listened to a few albums, you know, several times. I wasn't really diving in, but she thanked me personally. I'm waiting for the AI because they had this AI podcast. It's like, we're here to review all your stuff from the year. I didn't listen to it, but I was like, that's kind of creepy, but it's interesting. I'm waiting for the AI Taylor Swift to be like, Eric Piotrowski, thank you for listening to my music. Like, what the fuck?
Stop following me.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I just say, by the way, I wonder if he's still got to wait 4 months to get Brains off Amazon. So I've put it in, and I can have it by the 10th of December, apparently.
Oh, interesting. What?
7th of December.
Like 2 days from now. That's crazy. All right,
free delivery
glad
by
that
10th of December.
They found a way to cut down the delivery time.
And then it says other books you might be interested in, right, related to your book.
Yeah.
And the first one's called I Love Dick.
What?
I was like, what?
Okay. Well, I think that says more about your reading habits than my book.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I only listen to audiobooks. I don't very rarely buy
well,
books.
which audiobooks are you listening to, though? That's the question.
Well, it definitely isn't I Love Dick.
It's you say that. The algorithm says differently.
I'm just saying.
That's your algorithm. It recommends.
And
what
we're not
you
judging.
like,
I mean,
so-
hey, look, if you want to
Must
read
relate
and
to
listen to
your
books
book.
about dick,
No, it's
you
for
go
you.
right ahead.
It's always catered
Yeah.
to you.
That's right.
It's catered to
It's your-
you.
No, it's your
catered
cookies.
to
It's,
your
it's
book.
tracking your data.
Yeah,
so
really.
it's you.
That's why the comedian
Shut
Pete
up.
Holmes, at one point in his latest stand-up special, he's leaning over to this lady in the audience. He's like, "Everybody, be quiet! Be quiet! I want to buy a dildo! I want to buy a dildo! Everyone, shush! I want to
Hold
buy a dildo!" And then he's like, "All right, good luck next time you go shopping for stuff on Amazon."
Hold up. It says when Chris Cross, an unsuccessful artist publishing 40, spends an evening with a rogue academic named Dick. Oh,
Yeah,
so it's
I
nothing
didn't think
to-
it was a book where someone
I
just
think
talks
this
about
is your
liking
phone
dick.
hearing you talk about your dick all the time, and like, oh, he wants dick. Okay, let's give him stuff that says dick.
So there you go.
You're hoist with your own petard in terms of what the robots are listening to you about.
Oh, you see, I see what they did there. It's to make you look, isn't it? It's like, oh yeah, let's put a.
Don't tell
racy
me search
title.
engine optimization is only based on words and not actually content. How dare you?
Yeah, apparently not.
All right, are we done? Is this over?
I think we're done. I think we're done.
Okay. Thanks for listening, everybody. Where is it? There it is. Okay.
Thank you very much, love. All right, show's over. No refunds. You heard the robot. Get out.
Why don't you perfectly level flying is the supreme challenge of the scale model pilot.
Find my butt.
Why don't you just pick on the television set and go and do something less boring instead? Sitting at home, watch TV, hurry up, slow good to me.
Is today's hectic lifestyle making you tense and impatient? Shut up and get to the point.
Indeed, he do.
I need to redo that sound clip because it cuts out at the end there, and I want to have it done perfectly.
I know. You see, that's the OCD in you. Obsessive
Yeah.
compulsive disorder.
Perfectionism
Kick
it
it in
is. I am a perfectionist.
there. Yeah, yeah.
But I did not grade any papers this weekend. I should have, but I didn't because I worked real hard last week. Oh, and I took my students to the Creative Writing Festival. I didn't even talk about that. It was a
nice.
great day, and 2 of them won awards. Yeah. And it was crazy because it was the shortest student we had and the tallest student. So I took a picture of them holding up their awards, and like I couldn't get, one of them is like twice as tall as the other one. So it's this kind of weird picture. I should have had the one sit down and the other one stand up, but
You have the
whatever.
tall one stand with his legs wider apart.
Yeah, you could have done that.
I could have done
You
that.
could have gone to squat a little bit. What about if you did a bit of a squat?
That's what you have to do.
That's
when you,
also a
when you
possibility.
when you're a photographer and you're like, oh, get the big one at the back and. spread your
Okay.
legs.
Now
Yeah.
I know for next time.
Yeah, it's the more you know. It's the
more you know.
It's top information that you get in here.
Yeah,
Oh,
life lessons
by-
from the veteran gamers.
By the way, I've watched half of that's rather appropriate. Half of the Half-Life 2 documentary.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, cool.
It's good. It's really good.
That's what I hear. I've got it on my YouTube, but I just haven't gotten around to watching it yet. I'm still watching
Yeah.
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
And we watched Man on the Inside. You know the guy who made Parks and Rec and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Michael Schur. He has a new show on Netflix called Man on the Inside.
Is that
and
with
it's based,
Ted Danson? Is it?
Ted Danson, yeah. It's based on a real thing that happened, and then they made it into a sort of
He's like a
sitcom.
isn't he like a detective in a?
He's not actually a detective. He gets hired by a detective to go and infiltrate a nursing home.
I know about things.
It's a really, Michael Schur, Parks and Rec, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. They do a great job of mixing humor and heart, Good Place. And this show does more of that. Like, it's really well done. And the lady who runs it, it took us a minute. And when I realized, I was like, oh my God, it's Rosa Diaz.
Ah,
because she's like,
Beers or something,
Beatrice,
yes,
like
she's
she's like
totally
sunny
different.
and happy in this,
Yeah.
right? And we were just like, she's so familiar, and now I was like, it's Rosa.
She speaks nothing like Rosa Diaz
nothing like Rosa. She's got range.
But in real life, like, because
that's her, yeah.
She's on TikTok, like she's very bubbly and pleasant. And
yeah.
Lovely.
And it's great. So that episode where I don't remember what she does, but she's real happy on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She's like, how do people do this with their face all the time?
Yeah, I commented on one of her videos and said we named our daughter after your character.
Yeah.
And she replied and she says, "Oh, that's
she replied,
awesome."
oh, nice. Yeah.
So there you are.
Very cool. There
you go.
There
Right.
you go.
I will let you guys go.
Yeah. Have a good week, everybody.
What if 1 week you don't let us go? And we're
I know.
Then we're stuck here.
You're stuck
until
here
Stu
forever.
mercifully grants us
Forever.
release.
I'll come back in the morning and go, right, you can go now.
Oh, thank God. I'm so tired. I have to go teach.
Yeah.
Indeed.
All right. Have a good week, y'all.
Indeed. Thank you, guys. Speak to you next week.
Peace out.
Bye.
See you later. Bye. Bye. See you later, mate.